All right, folks, welcome. We are live, and there's a battle out in front. We're actually, great camera work, by the way, by Andrew Carlson. Welcome, everyone. White Bear Hill Murray, the rivalry, and we're doing a special thing. This is the end of the junior varsity game. It says in big, bold letters on the bottom of your screen, and it's 4-4. There's 5 minutes left now exactly, and we figured why not come on and bring you some entertaining JV hockey before the main event here, which will happen. It's scheduled to start in 20 minutes. Probably not going to get that in at 7 o'clock, but, well, we'll have some good hockey at least in the meantime. Again, this has been a great hockey game. Hill Murray scored about 16 seconds in to the first period and pretty much held that through most of the hockey game. And then the scoring has opened up here in the third, and teams exchanging leads. Bears just had a lead up, very short one, but it was 4-3 for a little while before what I would say probably about a minute later giving up that lead as Hill went right back down the ice and scored. So that's where we're at right now. Andrew Carlson's running camera for at least the moment. We'll bring him in the broadcast here once we transition to the varsity side of things. But I'm going to try to call a JV hockey game. Zero prep, but we'll call these names. Michael Delaney slides it over here for Tanner Domshot. Got it to neutral ice, but it's turned back around, back into the Hill Murray side of things. It's picked up by Joseph Luger. Luger got it forward to the blue line. By the way, pardon any pronunciation mix-ups. Did not ask it, did not project. I would be doing a JV game here. And so this is what we're going to get, 4:04 to go in the third period. It's 4-4, the Pioneers and the Bears, as we bring you the end of this JV hockey game, because it's been fun. And I could probably talk about the varsity game all night. But, you know, might as well bring you the JV game instead. And then we'll get to the varsity talk. So face-off will be to the left of goaltender Jackson Conan. And looks like we're gonna get a timeout called. So looks like the Bears will call a timeout. And Thomas Delaney down there helping out with the stuff. Of course, Derek Simon, Steve Henry, part of this coaching staff with Sean Patton, Chris Anderson, and the head coach Tim Sager. As we are preparing to bring you the rivalry, we want to encourage you to use the hashtag on the top part of the corner of the screen, the hashtag the rivalry. We'll be checking that out all night, and then we'll also be checking out that live chat. So if you want to join in the conversation, you are more than welcome to do that as well. So we hope that you, again, enjoy the JV broadcast, where we'll get to the actual start of the varsity broadcast coming up in just a little bit. And we're back underway. Quick wrister from the point at the face-off. And it goes wide of the goal. Bears able to break it out before the Pioneers return it into the White Bear Lake end. It's grabbed and then carried around by Eli Anderson as he snakes his way through his own zone, sends it down the ice. A miscue on the pass, icing waved off. The officials saying that Brendan Haug could have played that one. So we play on here in the far corner. The Bears zone taken and fired on goal, turned away. Rebound kicked out. The goaltender Jack Erickson for the Hill Murray Pioneers, and we continue on and neutral ice. Tracking it down is Tyler McKenzie. McKenzie just inside the zone, carries it down low. Lost the puck, got it back, still with it is McKenzie. Swatted off his stick with 3:09 to go in period number 3. You are missing the action, Andrew. Unbelievable. He worked in television. I don't see any resemblance of, I mean, it's one thing if it was radio. Unbelievable. I know I'm not paying you anything for this, but you can at least try to care. Here's Tyler McKenzie. Knocked off his stick. Poked back around. And then into the White Bear Lake zone it goes. Rung around the wall to the blue line. Stopped up just inside there. Pushed toward the goal. Fired away by the White Bear Lake Bears. And regrouping is Ben Carr for the Pioneers. He sent it to his right, received it right back, flipped it up in the air to center, goes all the way down to go on goal, and just sticking it to his right was Conan. Apologize to Jackson Conan if that's not how you pronounce it, but we're going to go with that for now. Far wall, stick broken. Bears trying to take advantage of it as they move it down the ice. Jackson Bailey getting some speed here as he's driven into the wall behind the Hill Murray net. Stolen away by Anthony Madigan, and Madigan flips it into the rafters. 1 minute, 48 seconds to go in period number 3 of the JV hockey game. This game going, I think, a little bit longer than expected. And I would say we're probably on track for a 7:15 start. So if you're wondering if you should still maybe get down here, plenty of seats, plenty of good seats still available. And you're more than welcome to come out and enjoy some high school hockey, the Rivalry, or just stay home and watch it on the horn. I'm great either way. Puck flipped to center. Goes all the way into the White Bear Lake end. Out to pick it up is Conan. He'll flip it to the blue line. A quick shot from that blue line was turned away, was kind of whiffed upon there. Trying for the quick, or at least to take advantage of it, was Brendan Bonnet. But he couldn't do so, and now comes Murky down the ice. Ethan Murky driving to the goal, is brought down and fires a backhand shot. That's turned away. Bears get the rebound. Another centering attempt goes all the way through, hit a skate in the slot. Bears take over. Murky sends it to the right side of the goal, picked up by Spencer Oxton. He centers one, grabbed by Eli Anderson, fired, and it hit a body in front, went wide of the goal with 55 seconds remaining in the third period. Tyler McKenzie kept in at the blue line nicely by Grady Gallatin. Down the ice, long pass there, about a 100-footer, connects with the Pioneers, but nice poke check put on by Tanner Domschott. Another one, Domschott, great job, transition game. Puck goes down the ice, and icing will be called. It looked like Josh Hoover touched it. Officials will blow the whistle here. It'll be a timeout for Hill Murray, so they'll try to set something up here. Late in the third, 33.4 seconds remaining, and a fairly full Aldridge Arena. Perhaps easily the biggest crowd the JV team will see all year long. One of the benefits of that. Now they get the rest of their game on the horn. So pretty cool stuff for them as well. Because why not? Again, a very emotional game for both sides here, back and forth, and again, opportunity to play and do something big in front of a fairly big crowd. Thomas Delaney down there looked fairly animated, trying to get his team pumped up. He certainly is a motivator and knows how to play in these big moments. He's played in some very big moments as a player, and he's now coached in some bigger ones as well. So, to repeat the thing, just so you're not confused and that you don't think you missed 8 goals already and you don't know how it's already the third period, this is the junior varsity game between White Bear Lake and Hill Murray, faced off in the White Bear Lake end. Pioneers took a timeout, try to draw something up. They get the face-off, they fire the shot, a save by Conan, he gloves it. Great look for Hill Murray. It looked like the Bears maybe were going to be able to take it away and perhaps start a breakout, but the Pioneers swarmed immediately and nearly put one past Conan. Another shot right off the draw, a stick save for Conan. Rebound kicked out here and then played to neutral ice by Tyler McKenzie. McKenzie had it poked off his stick. Back the other way come the Pioneers here. Speedy number 7. It's Madigan to his right. A shot wide of the goal with 10 seconds remaining in period number 3. Pioneers still battling here now in the corner. At the half wall, it's Murky will just kind of get in his skates, kill the remaining time of regulation off, and we will head to overtime. Yeah, of course. Better? So this is a exciting evening, as it always is. And we'll actually change the period to overtime because that's what we're going to do. And no real, I mean, as far as bells and whistles, it's going to be just like how the Horn really has always been. Straight up, 2 broadcasters, a camera, and a 2011 MacBook Pro that's somehow still kicking and not, well, knock on wood, will hopefully bring us tonight's game. And we have a full press box, full filling arena here. Again, I want to encourage people, if you can still make it down here, do so. This is about, at least for the varsity side of things, the most really, as far as parity goes, one of the most evenly matched games between Hill Murray and White Bear in quite some time. There really is no favorite, no underdog. It's a couple of teams that are and we'll talk more about this once this game concludes here. I have no idea why we have a 3-minute intermission between third period and overtime, but we'll get there. So, again, even more time. So if you are watching on your phone at, like, you know, a local establishment, restaurant, you know, the other kind of restaurant, you're still at plenty of time to get down here. So please do so. It looks like the student section has got a red, white, and blue theme evening for Hill Murray. I'm not sure what the Bears one is. Perhaps a blackout. Cannot tell from over here yet. But they scheduled this game for 7 o'clock. That was a very optimistic time to start it. And, well, here we go. So overtime is 5 minutes in junior varsity. I think they can go up to 8 minutes if they have time, but because of the fact that, again, we are 8 minutes from the scheduled puck drop of the varsity game, they decided to bring it down to 5. So 5-minute overtime period. Hill Murray, White Bear Lake, junior varsity. The undercard to the rivalry, and we are underway. Bears getting it into the zone up the right side at the blue line, kept in nicely. Swung to the left side here. Chance, a shot and a save for Erickson, denying on the opportunity Anthony Brooks. So Anthony Brooks with a good look. He'll line up on the right side of centerman Jackson Bailey. Face-off one, and then swung off the stick of Brooks, and out come the Pioneers. They'll send it down the ice and will not go for an icing. Maybe in some pressure ice. Here's a chance in front, a shot and a goal. Hill Murray has won the JV game. Brendan Bonin, who else? Brendan Bonin scores for the Hill Murray Pioneers. 28 seconds into the overtime to give the junior varsity team a victory. So that's the final there. We'll go back to this game here. Probably update the puck drop time and get the scores back to 0 as we clear it out and do all that. But so here we go. The JV game is done, and it'll be a 10-minute warm-up period. And then there'll be about a 10-minute ice resurfacing. So I'm put on the screen 7:20 puck drop. That's optimistic. But we're live, and we want to give a shout-out to all of you across White Bear Nation. And you know what? Pio Nation as well. Why not? I know a lot of you like to tune into this thing and root on your Pioneers. So we welcome viewers of all I guess, backgrounds and support and all that stuff. We'll bring in Andrew Carlson in the mix. And Andrew, it's a game that everybody circles on the calendar every year. They look, when is this game going to be? Normally it's a little bit closer to a later December start, but or later in December, closer to Christmas. This one a little bit earlier this year, but nonetheless, it's a rivalry unlike any other, and a high school hockey game, at least in the regular season, unlike any other.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's a big deal being made of number 7 versus number. First of all, I have to apologize for the camera work.
Terrible.
Yeah, I do apologize.
I thought you worked in TV.
I did. But, you know, that was a riveting game. It was a riveting end of the game. It was my heart was racing, and sometimes you just need to stop and smell the roses, and sometimes in that circumstance it's stopping moving the camera around. So my apologies. I'll work on it. But nonetheless, no. The point that I was getting back to is, you know, 7 versus 3, you kind of throw that out. I mean, any given year, any team can win, especially in these types of games. You know, just dating back, it's like when you're a little kid in school, when you're in middle school, high school, it's like this is the most exciting time of the year. And especially in a game like this, rankings don't matter. Anybody can win. But tonight, as you said before, the parity is at an all-time high just because 2 great goaltenders, 2 great point scorers on both sides, and it's anyone's best guess as to how it's going to shake out.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, you mentioned the goaltending, Remington Keppel and Tyler Steffens, top goaltenders in the state. Statistically and everything else, the eye test, they passed that. Remington Keppel kept this team in a very close game against Blaine, and a game that people who were here thought Blaine was perhaps the better team, but they ran into a hot goaltender, and that's, you know, nothing. Not that Hill Murray hasn't had good players, good forwards and defensemen, but they've had a history, a very consistent history of very good goaltenders that can steal hockey games when they can't get the bounces, and it looks like this might be kind of more of a classic Hill Murray team that we haven't seen in a few years.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other big narrative here is that White Bear, you have to go back in the history books to find the last time that statistically they had the best goaltender in the state heading into their game against Hill Murray. Tyler Steffens, first obviously in state, goals against, save percentage, all the above. But yeah, I mean, Hill Murray had a hot goaltender against Blaine, and since then they've gone on quite the run. I mean, 40-3 in their last 5 games in terms of goal differential and just score straight up. So this is not only a good defensive team and a good goalie between the pipes, but they can put the puck in the net as well.
Well, let's go through some of the stats. You mentioned Tyler Steffens, .81 goals. He's averaging less than a goal per game given up.
Incredible.
Which is great. 96.5 on the save percentage, so you round that up to 97%.
Right.
Which is incredible. He just all year he's played in every game, so it's not like he's been able to. He played against Edina. He's played against the rest of the team so far this year, and just the familiarity with the guys, with Tyler Steffens being in a backup role last year. Now he's starting, and obviously this team has trusted him, and he's been able to really take this job and do a very darn good job with it.
Yeah, and especially look at that Edina game when you can only allow you take the little victories where you can. If you can allow 2 goals to Edina, that's a pretty good night. That's a pretty good night in that. So, yeah, Steffens has stepped in. He's played really well, and like I said, statistically the best goaltender in the state by every metric. So it's very rare that White Bears had a history of good goaltenders. They've had good goaltenders previously down the line, but heading into Hill Murray, it's rare that you've seen a White Bear goaltender be like statistically the best goaltender in the state, and that's something that fans haven't been used to, and it's a luxury to have, and he'll certainly be tested tonight because Hill Murray, they have the players. They have the players to get the puck in the Bears net and test Steffens a little bit. So it's not like it's going to be a time where you can just sit back, kick back if you're the goaltender and, do whatever you want. You got to be on your P's and Q's.
And that is certainly the case. When you have a guy like Remington Keppel in goal for Hill Murray, who, by the way, has very good stats of his own, averaging 1 goal exactly a game, 1.00. Rarely do you see that.
Right.
Exactly. Maybe after one game of the season, obviously,
right.
But usually that gets a little muddied. But 1 point and then 94.6. You round that up to 95%. I mean, that is as far as statistics go, that's a wash. I mean, you have 2 very similar successful goaltenders in goal. The good news for White Bear Lake, they've had a good amount of offense so far. They're averaging 5.6 goals a game. They're led by a guy by the name of Leighton Road, who certainly showed a lot of promise last year, but and did very good things last year, but has really come into his own this year. 10 goals on the season, 7 assists, 17 points on the year, and that those are numbers to be 6 games in. That is really good numbers and really encouraging for the Bears' offensive side of things. It looks like they're fairly potent and will hopefully be able to test Keppel and perhaps pass some of those tests.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a night that either goalie can really sit back. And then on the Hill Murray side, you have Nick Pierre. I mean, a guy who's committed to Wisconsin, tied for 3rd in the state in assists, top 20 in points. So it's, White Bears got some ammunition, but so does Hill Murray. And so it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be a night where there's going to be plenty of shots on net. And not only the goalies are going to have to be on top of it, but the defensemen as well, because they're going to have their hands full. And you got a guy like Nick Pierre, you got a guy like Leighton Road. You can't lose track of their numbers because they can hurt you. And especially in a game like this where a puck can trickle out, you can get a breakaway. You can get odd man rushes pretty easily. You can't lose track of those numbers.
And you mentioned Nick Pierre, just unbelievable stuff, unbelievable stats so far with him. You talk about the goals, certainly, but the assists, 13 assists on the year so far. Polotacek right behind him with 12 assists. I mean, this team obviously can pass the puck just as well as they can put the puck in the net.
Yeah, Pierce, like you said, Pierce tied for 3rd in the state in assists, and that's pretty good. Pretty good considering that a lot of those guys up there are in smaller schools, smaller competition. Pierre's doing it against really good teams, and like you said, it's not just him. They share the puck. They're a cohesive unit. They move the puck around nicely, and they can obviously finish because if you're outscoring opponents 40-3 in your last 5 games, your goal differential 37, you're doing something right. You're not just defending well. You're not just playing good. You're not just playing good defense. You're not just able to stop the puck. You're putting the puck in the net. You're spreading it around. You're playing as a unit, and that's all you can ask for. So it's going to be a tough test for White Bear tonight. Battle of the undefeated. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait. It's one, and like I said, it's one of those where you don't know how it's going to shake out. I mean, it could really go any which way. White Bear could. It could be a blowout in White Bear's favor. It could be a blowout in Hill Murray's favor. It could be a close one, 2-2, 2-1, 1-1. I mean, you really have no idea, and that's the beauty of it, and it's kind of fun. It's one of those games. It's one of those matchups that's it's just fun to think about, and it's one that a lot of people have been looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the fact that they are both undefeated. 5-0-1 of the Bears. They were up for most of the game against Edina, very close from a 6-0 match record with the Hill Murray Pioneers, but. It just shows too, like it's such a different team this year, even from the last. Last year was expected to be good. They were good. They got to state. This year it was more of an unknown. You expected to, with guys like Leighton Road, with Hofeld coming back, Sam Newpower, guys like that who have certainly led the way so far. Yeah. But to go into Braemar to be that close to a win, they got the tie, and then now they come into this as again, It's so early with rankings. They're 7th. Hill Murray's technically 3rd. That's kind of a wash. It's hard to really take that with too much of a grain of salt. But it's very unique that what this class of players has done the last few years, and what they built the program from when the Bears were hoping to get a chance in the semifinal to somehow fight their way into the final. It was Hill Murray and Stillwater going back and forth. Now it's kind of back to the old days of it's either Hill or Stillwater's section, or Hill or White Bear Lake section to win. And tonight it sort of starts with the seeding. We expect both these teams to keep that progress up or keep the wins up. And so at the end of the year, it's probably going to have similar records. And is it going to be Hill or White Bear playing, and they are playing as the 1 seed or the 2 seed? That is a question that is usually answered in a game, a head-to-head matchup like tonight. It has been the last few years with the White Bear Lake Bears winning in the regular season matchup last year that got them to the 1 seed, and they used that to their advantage. The last change, and yes, it's still playing in Hill Murray's home arena in that section final, but you at least have a little bit of those advantages. So it's hard for the players. Obviously, I would not recommend the players to be thinking of February 28th in their heads, right. But it is something that we can consider up here. That there's a lot more on the line than just the rivalry. We love the history, we love the tradition, but there are some other really postseason stakes at line tonight. on the line tonight between Hill and White Bear.
You never know how things are going to move, and that, like you said with rankings, you just don't know how it's going to shake out. There's so much that can happen. Top 10 teams can drop out, and teams that were unranked can come into the top 10. I mean, there's so much hockey left to be played in the year. It's tough to really measure. But with that, you can use these big games as like a measuring stick game for how it's going to be later in the year. I've always looked at that Edina game earlier in the year to get a look at where the team's at, and normally it's been a pretty underwhelming result at the beginning of the year. But you go, like you said, there's turnover from last year. They go into Braemar and they get a figurative point from Edina, and that's an encouraging game. I mean, you can play the Mounds Views, you can play the Hastings all you want, and no disrespect to those teams, but I mean, they're just not really quite to the level of Edina's and Hill Murray's. But these types of games are where you can really see where your team's at. It's kind of gut check time at this time of year. And it's one where Tim Sager, it's not only it's an emotional game, there's a lot on the line, but you know, where's your team at? How is it going to play against a team that, you know, by all means and by all circumstances, it's probably going to be one of those teams that's heading to state out of this section.
Right. And that is certainly the case. Both teams, you look at the one problem, and they've played Blaine. Hill Murray's played Blaine.
Yep.
White Bear played Edina, but outside of that, it's been some teams that are very beatable. So I don't want to take too much away from the fact that they're both undefeated.
Right.
But they you know, for example, Hill Murray's last game was a game against Henry Sibley.
Right.
13-1 win for the Pioneers. In fact, I will tell you this about Hill Murray. They've outscored their opponents in the last 5 straight games by a combined score of 40-3.
Yep.
So, I know they've played some solid games. I think they played Montemita in that stretch, but
it's a good win.
This is this is the biggest test of the year, I think, for both teams so far. I think the Hill is a better team than Edina. I think White Bear Lake's a better team than Blaine.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, and that's just that. It's so early in the year. It's so hard to determine, but you know, it's it's tough to argue against a 37 goal differential. It's like I talked about earlier in the broadcast. When you are able to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, but not only beat them, but throttle them. I mean, that's what you like to see. I mean, it just is. At this point of the year, that's something that you just look at. But it is these games that you circle on the calendar, that you prepare for, and you just kind of see what your team is made of. You know, we talk, like I said, we talk about it. We talk about it all the time. It's what's my team going to be, and this is a perfect estimation of what it can be as the year moves forward. Because, like I said, you get into the later months of the hockey season, you're playing a lot of conference games. The SEC it's got some good teams, but it's not great by any stretch of the imagination. It's not top notch. There are some good teams. When you get into those later months and you're playing a lot of conference games, it's just a lot of. It's easy to get complacent, and this game will just be a nice, cool splash of water on your face from all of those.
That is for sure. Want to talk special teams really quick because that's been a key. If you watch any of the game between the Bears and Mounds View on Saturday, the broadcast here with Chad Olson and I, we kind of. I'm not going to take credit for the jinx. I don't think we jinxed it. I really don't. But we did talk about a fair amount the fact that up until that game, the Bears were perfect on the penalty kill. They had not given up a power play goal all year.
And then you jinxed it?
The Mustangs with I think it was like 10 seconds left or something like that.
Oh.
Late in the power play, late in the third period, scored.
It's a fierce Mounds View power play.
Apparently so. They're enough to. It was enough to take down and at least change that 100% to what is now a 96% here, 95.7. So 96%.
Yeah.
Still very good. And then on the other side, Hill Murray, just another kind of example of how these two teams are really so similar. Hill Murray, for their part, we will be mentioning this throughout the game.
Yeah.
Perhaps to jinx it, I wouldn't mind it. 18 for 18 on the penalty kill. They're 100%. So you have a couple of teams with really, really good penalty kills. But you also have a couple teams with really good power plays. White Bear, 33.3%. They're scoring on one of every 3 of their power plays.
That's incredible.
Hill Murray, they're scoring on more than that. Now,
Yeah.
they're 36%, and again, they play games like Henry Sibley.
That can be inflated, but it's still impressive.
It's still very impressive. So the special teams will also be interesting. You mentioned, I mean, I would imagine this will probably be a close game, but I have no idea what you would put in over-under on this game at the score-wise.
Yeah.
Because it could either be a 1-0 hard-nosed, bruised goaltender's duel.
Yeah.
Or it could be 4 or 5. I would probably lean toward the lesser scoring, if only because the penalty kills are so good,
right,
and the goaltending is so good, and as great, as explosive as both these teams have on the offensive side of things. It'll be interesting to see if they're stymied.
Yeah, and the other interesting special team note to bring up too is the 2 short-handed goals for the Bears too. That's also kind of a fun little stat, especially for this game. Like I said, mentioned earlier, it's this game can be decided by one mishandling of the puck at the point. I mean, it literally can come down to that, and it's how you capitalize on those breakaways, those chances, those odd man rushes, and you really don't know. If I were to set the over under at this game, it would be common sense lower, just simply because of the goalies, the special teams. Let's throw all the point scorers out the window, because a lot of the time, the people that score in this rivalry are not the top point scorers on the other teams. It's a lot of times it's the people who are just in the right place at the right time, because that's what the game comes down to. So commonsensically, it would be lower, but who knows? It's just one of those crazy things. It could be 5-2. It could be 5-6. It could be. I mean, who really knows? I don't want to say it would get that high with the goaltenders, but you just don't. And it can be decided by fluke goals. It can be decided by just little bounces, and they just creep up on you. So yeah, like I said, that plays into just how excited you can get for these type of games, and just how fun it can be. Because you and I can sit here and speculate all we want. I mean, we can sit here and come up with 500 different scenarios of how this game is going to go. But at the end of the day, not a single person in this arena that's, by the way, still not packed. I don't know what's going on. Still not packed, but I don't think a single person in this arena knows how this is going to go. Obviously, each side wants their team to win, but anyone's guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, these regular season battles, especially during the week, and during in an arena that is at 3,400 capacity compared to the Vadna Sports Centers, which I think it's under 1,000 at this point.
An architectural marvel.
One of the greatest arena in the world.
The ninth wonder of the world.
One of the, again, a perfect arena. There's one blemish about that place. It's a little bit small, and they had the mezzanine, but they took it away for very smart, very intelligent reasons that I'm not going to argue with. I didn't really like the mezzanine anyway. I mean, it was a perfect place to broadcast from.
You can still sit up on the railing that's near the wall area.
Right. I liked how they kept the railing as a good relic to, again, what was good. But again, we don't need the mezzanine.
That's true.
There's plenty of very comfortable metal bleacher seating. And you can see about 60% of the ice from. It's really cool. I love the Vadna Sports Center. But of course, the problem is when it is there alternating years,
right.
People are trying. It sells out hours in advance, whatever.
Right. Well, plenty of room for the away section.
So I wouldn't expect to sell out. People were asking me like the last couple of days, like, when do I need to get there? I'm like, I don't think you need. I mean, you don't have to worry about getting it. This is par for the course, or the regular season battle between two teams that, again, rivals, and it's certainly something you want to come to. But being that it is during the week, Tuesday night, kids are doing finals. If you have it closer, if this was Saturday night, I think you could probably make a case to see a sellout. But because it's a Tuesday night, kids are still out of college, and it's just not as big of a draw as you'd like to be. I will give credit though. White Bear Lakeside leaves, from our perspective, fairly full.
Yeah.
So I'll give White Bear credit. Hill Murray again, not totally surprised. So
well, you just can't help but speculate that the Hill Murray people made themselves a nice cup of hot chocolate and just pulled up and watched the Horns live stream.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's another thing too. I mean, we have like 17 broadcasters up here right now, so.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
exactly right. When it's brought to your fingertips and you're a Hill Murray fan, you know, who knows? My kid might be playing, but who knows?
So we'll get things going here very shortly. The Zamboni's off the ice. I hope Gabe Bartlett gets here to run that darn camera. If only, I mean, we have you, but you did so terrible in the JV game. I can't imagine how you're going to try to keep up with the varsity.
Yeah, my multitasking skills are not only subpar, but just shouldn't be relied on.
By the way, that's Andrew Carlson, one of the kids who joined the Horn years ago. This is like first couple, I don't know if it was the first or second year we were doing it, but he helped out, and that was kind of a big thing for us in our final year. Bringing this to you, that we wanted to kind of keep it Whiteberry, keep it the Horn. I'm not going to give the E side of that word, but we would have Chad. Chad would love to be here. Unfortunately, he is working. He couldn't get off work, so he is watching in between doing something. He said he's currently in a medical right now.
Oh,
so there's somebody in peril, and Chad's saving lives right now.
He's doing okay.
Chad's saving lives, and we're here calling a hockey game. What are we doing? So we're in a way saving lives, because there are people out there who,
right. The roads are snowy. There's black ice.
Exactly. It's a dangerous, you put yourself in danger when you go out on the road.
That's
so
exactly
if you stay home and just put this on the TV, you can Chromecast it, you can Roku, all that stuff. That's what's cool about this now. When we started this back in 2012, you had to take your laptop, and hopefully it had an HDMI out or some weird way to wire it to your TV. I remember 2014 was a big deal when you could watch it on your PlayStation,
right.
And now it's ridiculously easy to put this on your TV. So certainly tweet us and share on Facebook and all that. Where you're watching from, use the chat there. We see Kelly's in there, and well as looks like Amarai. I'm butchering your name. I apologize, but thank you for tuning in. We'll try to monitor that as best we can here. So we welcome those of you who are joining us for the actual puck drop. You're going to see on the screen in a moment that this is the end of the junior varsity game. It's not. I'm going to delete that right now. Where is it? I don't know. There it is. Boom. Boom. Get out of here. This is the start of the varsity game now. I don't have a graphic for that, unfortunately. Yeah, this is it. This is the final broadcast of White Bear and Hill Murray on the Horn. Thank you for tuning in. Kirk Posell will be talking under us here. He's the PA announcer for the Hill Murray Pioneers, and he is very excited to bring you this as well. Be sure to share this with your family, share this with your friends all across White Bear Nation, and as we mentioned earlier, the Pioneer Nation, if you will. Unbelievable. Somehow just lifting that up took us off the air. I don't know what you did. Great work there, Andrew. I mean,
I'm having a tough time.
Do you even lift?
I'm having
Goodness.
Having a tough time.
So starting for the Bears, Sam Newpower, 8, 9, and 10. How convenient is that? Sam Newpower, Leighton Road, and Billy Rose. On the blue line, it'll be Brady O'Brien and Luke Alez. So Tyler Steffens will get the start. Shocking there. They didn't decide to throw Daling into the mix there at the last second. But I will say there isn't some illness going on in the locker room, and we'll see if there's any big players missing. On the line charts that we were given, there is no mix-ups or anybody missing in particular. But I will say that there's at least some illness going on. So not that the Bears will, I'm sure, use that. Bears aren't going to use that for an excuse or anything, but it is something to bear in mind as we move forward here.
A little flu bug
at Vadnais Sports Center. A lot of coughing, and that's what I've been told here. Usual suspects: Charlie Strobel, Henry Eischen, and Nick Pierre on the in the face-off circle for the Pioneers on the blue line will be, looks like Matthew Fleischacker and Joe Polotachuk. We will pause here. We'll turn up the crowd mic. We'll let you listen in on the, I'm sure the Hill Murray Band will bring us the Star Spangled Banner. And then after that, we're going to drop the puck on the Rivalry Part 86. The Hill Murray Pioneers and the White Bear Lake Bears coming up now on the horn in just seconds.
And in the honor of the United States of America, please join Mr. Jake Kohler in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Here we go, folks. White Bear and Hill, who will leave the blue line first? Both teams, the stare down, the stand, I can't really call it a stare down. And the Pioneers break it up. It's followed by Billy Rose tapping his stick and making his way around to the goal. Want to mention again Tyler Steffens, Remington Keppel in goal for both teams, or for the White Bear Lake Bears and the Hill Murray Pioneers respectively. Tyler Steffens with a phenomenal year so far, .81 goals against, 97% save percentage. Remington Keppel allowing just 1 goal per game, 1.00, 95% save percentage on Remington Keppel. The White Bear Lake Bears and the Hill Murray Pioneers have battled 85 times in their history. This is meeting number 86. The Pioneers lead that series 56, 26, and 3. That number was very much more lopsided just a few years ago, but the Bears have been very successful over the Hill Murray Pioneers as of late. Won both games against them last year, lost in the section final of 2018 after beating them here at Aldridge Arena 4-2 the final in the regular season. So the last couple of years it's gone the White Bear Lake Bears way in the regular season, and out of the two section finals which these two teams met, each team has a victory. So we'll see what happens this year with this group of players. Rivalry Part 86 getting ready to go. Hill Murray and White Bear Lake, and we are live here on the horn. The Bears win the face-off. It's pushed back to Alez, who spins around, sends it hard off the wall. Now pushed back into the corner. O'Brien will track it down here for White Bear Lake. Brady O'Brien off the glass to center. Now it's grabbed by Leighton Rowe, but he was off a high stick, so that'll stop play 14 seconds into period number 1, which the clock was stopped 14 seconds into the junior varsity game thanks to a Hill Murray goal. The Pioneers won that one in overtime 5-4. Face-off won by the Bears actually. Newpower able to push it out. Was going back in the direction of Polotachuk, but did not reach his stick. The Pioneers take over, however. They'll dump it right back down deep. Battle ensues. It's Leighton Rowe who steals the puck away, gets his way down the ice. He's very fast. Got it deep into that zone there where it's Fleischacker who will battle for here in the corner. Coming down there to help is Sam Newpower for White Bear Lake. It's flipped up in the air off that taller glass now. Another renovation that the Aldridge Arena made. The glass much taller. Here's the Pioneers' chance. Backhand shot that stopped and covered by Steffens. The glass at least doubled in height on the sides here at Aldridge, and that's, I think, a welcome sight for a lot of the fans. It was at one point very, very low, uncomfortably low when I was a kid here, probably the lowest in any rink I'd ever seen. And they've at least tripled the original size, double what it was last year.
It was the one set of glass that I could lift a puck over when I was a kid.
Yep.
So
I liked it, actually, because I could.
It was good. I felt cool.
I agree. Here's Murky for the Bears as he moves his way in, sends it to Hofeld, but it's knocked off his stick. Lodachuk check that. That's Bagley for Hill Murray, crossing the red line, getting it in deep. Battle behind the White Bear Lake goal. Joe Montgomery flips it forward. Got it to Verkerke, who played it to the outside. Gets it back. Verkerke hard off the wall. Finds the stick of Murky. Murky playing pitch and catch there with Hofeld, but lost it as he entered the Hill Murray zone. The Pioneers send it back down the ice, and they'll go deep into the White Bear Lake end. Battle down there with Nicky O'Brien as the puck comes free to the slot, and then just sending it down the ice will be Murky. The Bears icing and changing here.
That was a good first shift by Leighton Road. He just got up and down the ice and was able to get the puck in the Pioneer zone, put some pressure on a little bit. He's got some wheels, so good first shift by him. And it's been a fun first couple of minutes, just up and down in general. There hasn't really been any sort of domination in the corners, no real physicality, super crazy down low. It's been a good first couple of minutes.
Nate Hardy has the puck in the corner. He'll carry it behind the White Bear Lake goal, sends it to the blue line. Quick shot there from the blue line, goes wide of the goal, taken by Matthew Fleischacker. He'll grab the puck and regroup in his own end. Fleischacker sends it to his right. Jensen crosses the red line and sends it in deep. Nicky O'Brien will battle with Hardy behind. Hardy wins that first battle, is able to hand pass it over to Polotachuk, but that will be unsuccessful because you know why? You can't hand pass in your offensive zone.
It's illegal.
I thought though that's what the whistle was for. Yeah, they are going to bring the face-off all the way down the ice. So, kind of a weird start. Weird 2 minutes of hockey. Keppel yet to be tested so far. Steffens, quote-unquote tested, I would say. Hasn't really seen a great shot yet. Here's Sam Newpower off the draw. It's pickpocketed by Polotachuk. Around the net to Eischen, stolen away by White Bear Lake. Here's Billy Rose. Nice moves here. Brought down to the ice. Pioneers take over. Grabbed by Tapical. Now it's Eischen. Henry Eischen crossing the blue line. Stick checked off his stick and then sent back down the ice by Newpower. It'll go for an icing as just in front of Fleischacker. Judgment call for the officials. Hearing some boos on the White Bear Lake side of things, but clock stops once again, so not a good pace to this one so far, not any of the fire wagon hockey.
Yeah, you mentioned Steffens getting tested a little bit. It looks like Hill Murray's just looking to get the pucks in the corners and get guys in front of the net so far. It's been working, but White Bear's got to start moving the puck a little bit more. I mean, aside from just getting it down for an icing.
Brady O'Brien plays it to center. It's stolen away by Fleischacker. He'll look to his left to find Nick Pierre. Pierre making his way through 6 goals, 13 assists on the season as he enters the zone. Curls to the outside, looking for options is Pierre. As it's stolen off his stick by Newpower, but he gets it right back before Newpower steals it right back before it's forced deep into the White Bear Lake zone by Eischen. Now to Pierre in the corner. Pierre looks to Polotachuk, fires a shot that is well wide of the goal, perhaps looking for a deflection, but is not going to get it from Brady O'Brien, who plays it out of harm's way. Now it's flipped to center. Grabbed by Polotachuk. He'll move it forward for Nick Pierre. Pierre moves to his right. Here's Eischen with a shot. That's a save for Steffens. Rebound picked up by Eischen in the corner. Now it's grabbed by Strobel. Strobel curling around, goes to the blue line. Polotachuk winds, fires a shot. That's a save for Steffens. Rebound pushed away by White Bear Lake. Grant Holtfeld carries it to the red line. Crosses in, gets it toward the goal for Keppel, who will cover it and stop play.
You see 2 guys in front of the net again for Hill Murray. They're just looking to get those deflections on Steffens and get him uncomfortable early. And that's what I talked about before the game. It's just those little bounces, those little trickling pucks they'll really break the game open in the Rivalry. And that's what Hill Murray's looking to do. I mean, that's kind of what you have to do when you have 2 goaltenders of this caliber.
Draw one by the Pioneers. They'll move it out of their zone immediately, but a miscue on the pass will bring the faceoff back to where we just were. Draw one by the Hill Murray Pioneers once again. Seamus O'Regan will go near side with it. Played it off the boards by Nick Mountain. Stolen back by the Bears, and then a miscue there by Fratellone, maybe a little bit too casual, end up tripping Dylan Godbout, the other 17 on the ice, and Fratellone will head to the box for the Bears.
It's a good penalty, though. You're able to. It was lazy puck management, but you're able to prevent him from getting basically a full-fledged breakaway and shot at Steffens.
So we mentioned in the pregame, 96% penalty kill percentage for the Bears. They win the draw, they clear it down the ice. The power play for Hill Murray at 36%, and that is going to be make for a very interesting special teams battle tonight. And it'll be Hill Murray who will start it off on the power play. Trying to clear was Newpower, couldn't. Now a quick wrister from the top of the circle is gloved by Steffens as he denies Joe Polotachuk. So the whistle blows, 1:37 to go on the power play for Hill Murray. Face off in the Bear zone, won by Alez. Alez tried to clear, but it's kept in by Polotachuk. He finds Fleischacker to his left. Now back one time, Polotachuk, shot blocked by Sam Newpower. Bears will carry it out. It's Newpower backhands it over for Hofeld, but it's turned back here. Now Eischen in on the right wing side. Eischen moving in, but dropping to a knee, and blocking the pass was Alez. Pioneers take control, however. They'll send it across just out of the reach of Fleischacker, who just gets it off the wall, but great job by Newpower forcing it out. Hofeld will finish the job by icing it down. Half of the Hill Murray power play is gone. 60 seconds remain as they grab the puck behind their goal. It's Nick Pierre. Up to the right wing side, it's taken by Owen Quast. Quast gets inside the zone, takes a hit from Leighton Road. Flip back out to neutral ice, grabbed by Axel Bagley. He goes across the ice near side for Godbout, but it's stolen away by the Bears. The Bears tried to flip it away, but stopped by Quast, and now pinned up along the wall. The puck battled for down there. Leighton Road trying to jab at it. Pioneers trying here with 33 seconds left in their power play to set something up. They backhand it to the blue line. O'Regan to his left. Here's Bagley. Bagley shot blocked by his own man. Nicky O'Brien on the penalty kill, trying to clear, can't do so. It's Bagley to O'Regan. Seamus O'Regan just out of the reach of Bagley. He'll grab it off the wall. Flips it forward with 14 seconds to go in the power play. Bagley at the blue line to his right. Seamus O'Regan in front. Slot shot, glove, save. Steffens denies Dylan Godbout, who drew the penalty.
That's a good look by Godbout there in the slot, too. Road made a difference there over along the boards. He had 3 Pioneers in the corner on that power play. It was a good shift by him, but great look for Godbout there, and a good save by Steffens.
Face-off will be to the left of Tyler Steffens with 5 seconds to go on the power play for Hill Murray. A face-off won by the Pioneers, but it's missed there off the wall out of the reach of O'Regan. The Bears are full strength. Fratellone makes his way 85 feet across the ice, and out of the bench comes Tyler Bishop. O'Brien at the blue line with it, has it. He'll back up in his own zone. Brady O'Brien will move it forward. Off the wall from Tristan Johnson into the zone comes Tyler Bishop. Bishop moves in, shot turned away by Keppel. First real test of the hockey game for Keppel. And now back to Johnson, who fires a shot. That's blocked. Another try for Kiyava. That's turned away here. Does not get to the goal. The Pioneers able to break it out. They get to the red line. They'll dump it deep. Alez whiffing on it. That allows Fleischacker to step forward. Then the second try for Alez is cleared to the red line, but dumped back in by Hill Murray. Brady O'Brien behind his goal with 10:20 to go in period number 1. It's scoreless here at Aldridge Arena. The Bears control it. They'll flip it down the ice, and it'll go for an icing as the pass intended for Billy Rose. The saucer pass had just a little bit too much sauce on it.
It's the 4th icing of the game. Around there.
Hill Murray certainly controlling much of this first 7 minutes of the hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough to start out short-handed, but full strength again. You just look for more than an icing. Bears been able to get the puck up and down, but just not in the way they wanted to.
Here's Leighton Road. He'll take a big hit as he enters the zone.
There goes
Stuck
the
on
ref,
his feet.
too.
Leighton Road, another opportunity in front as as you mentioned, Andrew, the official took the hit as well. Hail Murray back the other way. They have some numbers here. Here's Polotachuk. He'll get it in front through the crease and wide of the goal. At the half wall, jabbing at it was Leighton Road. Comes free to Sam Newpower. Newpower crosses the line. He'll send it deep. Billy Rose will get there first for the Bears. Rose in front for Newpower. Newpower has it swatted off his stick. Goes to Tristan Tabacal, and Tabacal plays it down the ice as he takes a big hit, letting the White Bear faithful get a little bit loud for a second. Sent forward by Billy Rose, now to Hofeld, backwards for Joey Fratellone. Fratellone curls back outside with it, sends it to his left for Joe Montgomery. Crossing the red line and dumping it in deep was Billy Rose. Back to pick up is Howes for the Hail Murray Pioneers. Centered in front, chance, but can't get the shot off was Billy Rose. Hofeld with a good look. Now come the Pioneers. Here's Strobel. Tried to center, went up in the air, ramped off a stick, now played to the corner where Strobel is waiting there. Found it, weak angle shot turned away there as Eischen had a look at Steffens. Eischen gets it back in the corner. He'll skate around the net with it, knocked off the back wall. Strobel centers one, and the stick of Nick Pierre was lifted. Great job by Joey Fratellone. Might have saved a goal there as Murky takes it down the ice for White Bear Lake. Behind the goal, it's grabbed by Gruba. Gruba forward to Nick Pierre. Nick Pierre tries to fend off Tristan Johnson. He'll carry it behind his goal. Very elusive is Nick Pierre. Has it knocked off his stick by Tristan Johnson. Murky down there for White Bear Lake, but the Pioneers are able to get it to the blue line, but it's turned back. Here's Murky again, fires a shot. Well wide of the goal. Johnson in the area. Here's Kiyava. Zach Kiyava sends it to the blue line. Chance, fire, shot, deflection just wide of the goal. Taken by Kodatek. And Kodatek with a great look for White Bear Lake, but can't get it on goal off of the deflection. Nick Pierre trying to get it out, can't do so. Bears doing a good job of keeping that puck in this Hail Murray zone. Kodatek steps down, trying to get something going there, but it finds the stick of Strobel, who tries to maneuver his way out, does so, finds Nick Pierre. He's tired, he lost it as he entered the zone, and back comes White Bear Lake. Sam Newpower trying to get around Jensen, couldn't do so on the first try. Billy Rose will come off the bench, he'll carry it across the ice, and he'll send it in deep. Behind the goal of Remington Keppel. He'll look behind him here as the Pioneers try to battle. They find some open ice on the near side. The captain there for the Pioneers is able to get it out to center. That was Hardy. Now here comes Hail Murray on the left wing side. It's Owen Quas. It's knocked off his stick. The Bears trying to get it out immediately, and they are able to clear it to center, but it's Bagley waiting. He'll fire it right back down deep. And on the right side, it's Owen Quas. Quas will play it around to the corner again here for Jared Jensen. Jensen pinned up along the wall. Hardy down there jamming at it for the Pioneers. Back to the blue line it goes. Fired by O'Regan. Hits a body in front. Goes behind the White Bear Lake goal. Hardy once again now has it stolen away by Leighton Road. Road backhand pass just in front of Billy Rose. He'll try to adjust, but getting there first is O'Regan. O'Regan fending off Rose nicely as he gets it to the red line, and then dumping it in deep was the Hail Murray Pioneers. Bears return it to neutral ice. Now they'll just regroup in their own end here. Brady O'Brien has it. He'll play it forward to Hofeld. Hofeld from left to right. Nice moves. Grant Hofeld shot and a save and a cover for Remington Keppel with 6.5 to go in period number 1. 0-0 here at Aldrich.
This is fun 5-on-5 hockey. I mean, it's just been back ever since Fratellone came out of the box. It's just been back and forth, and Hail Murray has been back checking nicely as well. I mean, you talk about a possible odd man rush with White Bear just 2 minutes ago, and there are 3 Pioneers back checking. So it's been good back and forth hockey. Both teams putting in a lot of effort.
Draw one by the Bears. Pioneers take over, however. They'll clear it out to center, and back in their own end is Joe Montgomery. Slides it to his right. Ethan Murky lost it. And now taken in by Hofeld. Hofeld moving in left wing side. Hofeld with a shot. That's blocked. Gets it back. Tried to center. Couldn't do so. Great defensive work there by the Pioneers. Dropping down, and dropping that one was Joe Polotachuk. And in come the Pioneers. Eischen on the right side has it knocked off his stick. Down there is Tristan Tabacal for the Hail Murray Pioneers. Fratellone comes away with it. He'll look for options here. He knocks it off the wall to Kiyava. Kiyava lost it there, and it's stolen away by Bagley. Axel Bagley moving for some space. He'll ice it down with 5.5 to go in the first period.
Chances are, if you've seen a scoring chance for the Bears here early in the game, number 9 or number 5 have been out there. They've just been such difference makers for the Bears early on. And whether it's Hofeld getting a couple shots on net, Leighton Road making a difference in the corners, it's number 9 or number 5 would make it happen early on.
Off the draw, it's pushed on goal immediately by Rose, and making the save is Remington Keppel. Another face-off in that Hill Murray zone. This time the Pioneers able to get it off the draw, sent off of the glass, and that probably would have left the ice surface. Here's a chance here for Rose with a shot, and it hit a stick instead of going on goal. Bears keep possession, however, at the blue line. Another shot deflected on goal, and a beautiful save by Remington Keppel. Kodatek got it on goal with the deflection, but Keppel able to turn it away. Kodatek has it here, got it at the red line. Big collision in front of the Hill Murray bench. Here's New Power, looks to Rose. Rose couldn't get a shot off there. The diving effort in front. Another try for the Bears. Another look, another save. Rebound still along that goal mouth, and it's turned away by Keppel. But what a job there by the Hill Murray Pioneers in the defensive play of Seamus O'Regan as the Bears carried it offside. O'Regan dropping down and preventing Billy Rose, who was open at the moment on the back door. O'Regan able to close that door.
We talked about it earlier, Halvey. Both goaltenders looking sharp early on. Stephens with a couple nice deflections, turned away into the corners. Keppel looking sharp down in the corner there too. Wraparound chance very well could have trickled in, but he was on top of it.
4:40 remaining in period number 1. Bears starting to get some momentum their way and some offensive pressure of their own after Hill Murray controlled the first half of that first period.
And that's what they needed. You come back full strength after a penalty early on. The worst thing you can possibly.
That was a miscue there on the icing. That was a shot on goal. I had to make, almost pretty much had to give Stephens a save. They're going to bring it to neutral ice. The official did not see. He was on the behind Stephens. So we'll get a neutral zone draw, but the Pioneers picking.
I hope he's not concussed from the hit he took earlier.
Chance here off the face-off. It's Alez crossing the red line. He'll just flip it in. Down there to battle is Tyler Bishop. Bishop with Kiava. This line has been on fire so far in the first 13 minutes of this hockey game. Down the ice comes Jensen on the right side. He'll give it over to Hardy. Hardy tried to center, stolen away, and then pushed down the ice by O'Brien. Fleischhacker moving it forward to Polotachuk. Polotachuk crossing the red line, flips it forward to his left. Keeping it here as he entered the zone, but he was offsides at the line. It's interesting that White Bear Lake, whenever they get the puck in their own zone, there just isn't a lot of play out of it. They flip it to center, and it just seems this never-ending cycle of Hill Murray just dumping it right back in.
Yeah, and that's what was happening earlier in the game, and it was just amounting to a bunch of icing calls. I understand the Bears are trying to get vertical and push the puck down the ice, but that's just not the way to do it. And that's a potential holding call that was missed there.
Big.
That was
big missed call there on the left side.
Yeah, that was a clear holding call on Murky there.
And Murky would have been free and perhaps would have gotten a 2-on-1 form there, but instead he was held back, and the officials missing a pretty blatant call. But we'll keep on here as 3:22 to go in the first period.
Well, there could be a makeup call earlier in the game, but as I was talking about it, the worst possible thing happens 3 minutes into the game when you get a penalty called on you, and it's all about how the Bears came back out of it. And ever since then, they've been able to kind of control the pace a little bit more. Hill Murray came out and dictated it early, but ever since then, it's been a lot better for the Bears, and they've been playing a lot of number 9 and a lot of number 5.
Joe Polotachuk off the far wall, and it'll be an icing call there as Henry Eischen tried to grab it or make that was Tristan Tabical, but he couldn't get a stick on it, so we'll go right back to where we just were. A lot of stoppages in period number 1. As the feeling out process just seems like it really hasn't ended. This is a couple of teams, again, so good on the goaltending side, so good on the offensive side. You wonder if it's going to come out and perhaps lead to maybe a fury of goals here later on in this hockey game.
Yeah, you get the sense that it's just both teams kind of feeling each other out early on. It back and forth, and it's just a lot of hustle. I mean, there's no real other way you can chalk it up. Good back checking, good forward checking early on. It's just kind of each team getting a feel for each other, throwing some pucks on net, getting guys out in front, and seeing if maybe something trickles in.
Defensive-minded teams so far, and no real big odd man rush opportunities, and the ones that we've seen, the defenses have done such a good job, particularly Seamus O'Regan just a few minutes ago, and stopping and thwarting those chances for the offense. Maybe
We
O'Regan.
predicted that, Zach. Look at us.
Yeah, look at this low-scoring affair. 14:45 in this hockey game. Got 2:15 left in period number 1. Off the glass, up toward the rafters. Didn't hit anything, so we play on. Back to Kodatek. Kodatek playing it along here.
That linesman deserves a raise. He's been running for his life all period.
Yeah, a lot of outside board play, and that is not friendly to the linesmen and the officials out there.
The poor guy. And then with that icing call, he got some of the crowd on his opposite side, so feel bad for him.
Into the corner it goes. Axel Bagley will bring it around near side for O'Regan. Forcing the issue is Nicky O'Brien. He goes there behind the goal, takes a sizable hit, stays on his feet though. Credit Nicky O'Brien for staying on his feet. And then through neutral ice, the puck goes. Pioneers will have it. Eischen had it stolen away by Hofeld. Hofeld looks for option, goes to his left where Kodatek has it. Pushed forward in by Murky. Murky battles and then sends the puck down low with 69 seconds left in the first period. Behind the goal, it's picked up by Fleischacker. He'll try to clear. It's kept in at the blue line, fired toward the goal. It's still loose in the slot. Jabbing at it is Verkerke, and then a quick wrister goes over the goal by Grant Hofeld. Back to Kodatek at the blue line. He fires a shot that's blocked now in front.
There
Shot! Score! Ethan Murky! The Bears draw first blood with 48 seconds to go in period number 1.
We talk about those bounces, Helvey. There's an example right there. Puck sits right there for Murky in the slot. Keppel's caught off guard. He doesn't know where the puck is. Murky has a perfect look at the net right on his forehand. And in a game like this, you can't miss those chances. And Murky, all he did was capitalize there. Good goal. Good goal to start off. And it's like we talked about. You never know where the puck's going to be. You never know the bounce it's going to take. We've seen a lot of close goals earlier in the game because of just weird things that have happened. A lot of players are taking the body. Sticks are being flown around. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's an exact, you hear that it's too easy chance started right now. But you just don't know what's going to happen, and that's an exact example of that. The puck just sits right there on Murky's stick in the slot, and he capitalized.
So we'll see how the Pioneers respond here late in period number 1. Right wing side, it's Hardy. He tries to fend off Alez down there in the corner. Alez able to get the puck free to the half wall with 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Alez trying to kill off the remaining seconds here. And that'll do it for period number 1.
Good first period. And, well, the score's 1-0 Bears. I thought the Pioneers had a good first period. It was back and forth. Pioneers controlled the pace for the better part of the first, and overall, not a bad opening period. Bears just ended up having that scoring chance early on. Murky buries it, and that's all you can ask for. Pioneers would be remiss if they wouldn't come back out with the same kind of pace they did, because they set the tone there earlier in the game.
What a period it was for both teams. Pioneers getting on the power play, unsuccessful. Bears getting on the board late. We talk about how costly or how important goals are in the first or the last minute of the period and then the first part of it. Bears getting a goal that the Pioneers are going to have to think a considerable amount of time about here in their nice, relatively new locker room.
And if you're there's really two sides to this. If you're the Bears, you're extremely pumped. You have the 1-goal advantage heading into the intermission. If you're Hill Murray, that's probably the best possible time to give up a goal, because you got 15 minutes to settle things down. You're Bill Lechner. You go into the locker room, you settle the guys down. You say, look, you're only down 1 goal. Not the end of the world whatsoever, and you have a long time to kind of get your wits about you. So if you're Hill Murray, that's probably the best possible time to give up a goal. So you look at it. There's positives and negatives for both sides. If you're the Bears, you just have to come out and keep the same pace you did in the first period.
Well, we're going to take a breather when we come back, we will keep it out here at Eldridge Arena. We'll be back. It won't be like the whole thing where we leave you for the entire first intermission. Corey Roberts is going to join us in just a little bit here. So we'll get him on the mic. We'll take a break here. Again, it's White Bear Lake 1, Hill Murray 0 through one period of play. It's the Horn, WBL.com, and it's the Rivalry. Welcome back to Aldridge. It's 1-0. The White Bear Lake Bears. Ethan Merricky getting the Bears on the board 48.6 seconds ago in that first period. We continue our coverage of the rivalry here on the Horn, and we welcome in Corey Roberts from the Minnesotan, one of the coolest, most awesome new stores to. I don't know if I've seen that much awesome gear, hats, T-shirts, jerseys, Mariner jerseys. My goodness, my mother was a Mariner Dolphin. I've always had an affinity for it. It's so cool to see some of that stuff back here. Mariner T-shirts and other great White Bear stuff, and it's located right in downtown White Bear. First of all, Corey, thank you for joining us. And how are things going on at the Minnesotan?
Good. They're going well, Zach. I appreciate the opportunity to come on tonight for the White Bear Hill game.
And you obviously, I mean, you have a passion for hockey and you know, this rivalry as well. What are some of your favorite moments and memories of these two teams going at it?
Yeah, it's obviously a great tradition, and really that's what our brand is all about, is tradition and culture, lifestyle, and hockey, of course, is a big part of that. We're not all hockey, but we're certainly heavy into hockey because we're the Minnesotan. This rivalry right now is I don't know exactly how many games. How many games has it been, Zach?
I think this is the 86th.
86, and the record's about neck and neck, is it?
It's more heavily favored towards Hill, but it's turning back.
Okay.
The recent years has been kind to the White Bear Lake Bears.
Yeah, nothing beats this one.
No, it certainly does not. And one of the staples here for this rivalry. You know, we certainly love when they meet at loved it when they met at the State Fair Coliseum, and that building had. You want to talk tradition and history? That was a really cool place. But you know, especially in recent years, I mean, this is where these two teams have met for many years. This was the home rink for the White Bear Lake Bears for many years, and Aldridge Arena plays such a big part in the history of the rivalry, and I understand there's some effort being taken to restore one of the original Zambonis of this place, or the original Zamboni.
Yeah, so we were approached by Steve Reeves at Ramsey County in regard to a project that was underway, and they are in the process of restoring the original 1962 Zamboni that operated here at Aldridge. It's in a machine shop over in Somerset, Wisconsin as we speak, and we were approached by Steve in Ramsey County to hop on board and support the project with apparel. So we designed a couple of pieces that we're selling in the store and online, and we're kicking back 12% of all of our sales to help get this project going in the right direction with the completion date. Our goal is February right now, and in fact, we're looking at having the opportunity to have this Zamboni operating in a few parades this winter, perhaps the Winter Carnival Parade.
Oh, wow.
And the other one that is being planned for the 1980 Miracle on Ice Parade in downtown St. Paul on February 22nd. Those aren't confirmed yet. We need to get the Zamboni obviously operating and up and rolling, but it's getting there and it's looking pretty good for that date.
So people can go into the store. They can also go online as well and check this apparel out.
Yeah, so we took an original picture of the Zamboni, and we designed a really cool graphic image of that, and we captioned it with help with Ramsey County employees. We captioned the Zamboni old school cool since 1962. So it's just an image, a really cool graphic image of the Zamboni, and we've got that right now just on 2 pieces. We've got it on a hooded sweatshirt and a long sleeve crew. We're looking to expand that into hats as well.
And what's your website?
It's theminnesotan.com.
Theminnesotan.com, and people can check it out. And also, I would also encourage people, the store, not only are you going to find this stuff, but really a lot of White Bear apparel and a lot of White Bear history located in that. Among Hill Murray and also other area schools are certainly represented as well. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there to check out.
Appreciate that, Zach. Thanks for having me on, and we'll look forward to periods 2 and 3.
Yeah, I can't wait. It should be fun. Thank you very much, Corey.
Thank you.
That's Corey Roberts from the Minnesotan. Really cool stuff. One of the coolest new stores out there, and a lot of history, a lot of tradition can be found there, and certainly support that project too. How cool it'd be to have a vintage Zamboni going down a parade route, and in addition, all the fire trucks and all the other cool stuff that goes on. What really cool stuff here. And the original one at such a historic and tradition-rich building that is the Aldridge Arena. Really, really cool stuff. Well, we'll take one final breather. When we come back, we'll drop the puck. The Zamboni is the current Aldridge Arena Zamboni is heading off the ice, and we'll get ready for period number 2 when we come back. It is White Bear Lake 1, Hill Murray 0, the Rivalry, and it's on the horn. Period number 2 about to begin here at Aldridge Arena in Maplewood, Minnesota. Stone's throw, probably bigger than a stone throw away, but it is in the general vicinity of the Hill Murray High School. With Andrew Carlson, I'm Zach Halverson. Gabe Bartlett is running the camera. And we are getting set. It was Ethan Murkey getting that first goal for the Bears, Andrew, and huge goal for the Bears late in that first.
Yeah, absolutely. It's as I talked about, just a stray puck out in the slot. I don't think Keppel knew where it was, and that's what you need. I mean, you got to capitalize on those opportunities. We talked about before the game, two incredible defensive teams, and Hill Murray with the goal differential they have being 37 over the last 5. You have to take advantage of those bouncing pucks when you see them, and there's just no better way to do that than what Murkey did before the end of the first period. If you're Hill Murray, you got to come out of the locker room. You got to show a little pep in your step. You had a nice intermission to kind of collect yourselves and get things rolling. If you're the Bears, you got to continue to control the pace as you did right after Fradlund's penalty there in the first period.
Back underway for period number 2. Certainly an extra jump in the step, at least in the first 10 seconds, by the Hill Murray Pioneers as they're trying to get back in the scoring column here. Bears looking to break it out hard off the wall, and then some numbers here on the right side. Here comes Rose. Rose, nice moves, but couldn't pull the trigger. Carries it behind the goal. Cycles it down low for Leighton Rode. Rode carries it out to the half wall. Tried to get it to the blue line, but Eischen got in the way of that one for Hill Murray. Henry Eischen is tripped up by Les. He'll return to his feet. Remington Keppel will head to the bench, and the Bears will touch up, and we'll have another penalty. This time again, once again on White Bear Lake. A tripping call will go to Luke Alez, and another chance to see this very potent Pioneer power play.
Yeah, another tripping penalty for the Bears. That one was pretty unnecessary. The first one was just a mishandling of the puck, and it was a good penalty because it pretty much prevented a goal or a really good scoring chance from happening. That was just a pretty lazy tripping penalty. There would have been an odd man rush, but pretty unnecessary in that circumstance for Alez to take.
Well, on that blue line, Polotachuk near side. Here's Pierre with a shot gloved by Steffens.
Feels like that's the first time we've mentioned Steffens' name in a while. I feel like there just hasn't been a lot of work for him in the last few minutes here.
And no surprise that it's Nick Pierre who's offering that work. A little bit dormant, but would expect to see him on the score sheet sooner than later. Joe Polotachuk fires it to his right to Henry Eischen. They make that Nick Pierre. Pierre fires a shot that's blocked out in front, and in the slot area it's cleared out by Sam Verkerke.
Yeah, Hill Murray continuing with their formula from earlier, obviously with the man advantage, just getting bodies in front of the net, and that was a really soft shot by Pierre over on the I guess on my right side of the rink. Really soft shot, but still a really good scoring chance. Just continuing to get guys in front of the net and get Steffens uncomfortable.
Out to neutral ice it goes. Joe Polotachuk to his left. Cross-ice pass connects with Pierre. Pierre gained some speed, but he lost it on the stick handling. Gets it back with a minute to go on the power play. Centering pass goes through the crease. Bounces back to the stick of Fleischacker. Fleischacker to the top of the point where Polotachuk gives it to Pierre. One-time shot, pad save, and out of the rink it goes over the glass and into the netting by the Hill Murray band.
It's a good scoring chance there for Hill Murray. Just a nice cross-ice pass, good shot on net. Steffens able to make a relatively routine save, but there's Nick Pierre once again. Just getting the puck on net, just giving Steffens something. I mean, like you said, up until the power play, Hill Murray hadn't gotten very many shots on net, especially to close out the first period. It was all White Bear.
Bears penalty kill for their part in the upper 90s as well. They've only given up one penalty or one goal in the penalty kill all year. Almost made it 2. Steffens is able to make the save. Didn't realize he made it. Was kind of there as a statue for a little while. But the Bears are able to clear it with 22 seconds remaining in the Hill Murray power play.
Obviously 18 seconds left, but Steffens is doing a really good job on the power play. Hill Murray had multiple chances there. Definitely could have buried a couple of them. Steffens really coming up big there, and there's the zeros on the board. White Bear 2 of 2 on the night on the penalty kill.
Pioneers has still threatening. Shot is blocked, and it's cleared out to center. Dumped right back in by O'Regan, but it's carried right back out by New Power and tried to find Leighton Rowe, but the miscue results in an icing.
I was talking earlier during the intermission. It's awesome that they're restoring that Zamboni. I remember when I was a mini-mite and a mite, and I had those 650 practices here, I'd walk down and I'd see that Zamboni out. It's cool that they're finally going to give some life to it.
Face off in the White Bear Lake zone. The Bears win it. It's Montgomery, rings it around the wall, and then it's cleared down the ice, and it will not go. Thankfully, it is fluttering, so will not go for an icing. Polotechuk is there first, rings it around the wall, far side for Nick Mountain. Stopped by Fratellone and returned to the Hill Murray zone. Grant Hofeld. He'll swat it down low for Leighton Road. Back to Hofeld. Hofeld off the wall to the blue line. Montgomery to his right. Fratellone fires a shot, blocked in front, still loose in the slot, sent through the crease and wide of the goal. Carried down low by Montgomery, pinned up against the wall. Has it pickpocketed by Hardy. Hardy to the far side. It's grabbed by Mountain. Mountain with a long pass there, nearly found the receiver Tabical behind, but good job defensively by Fratellone to track it down. Now it's Montgomery trying to keep it in front of him. Does so on the first try. The second try does beat him, but it's picked up immediately by Billy Rose. He slings it 85 feet to his right in the direction of Grant Hofeld, but the pass is incomplete. The Hill Murray Pioneers take over. They get it to the red line, and it's pushed in by Strobel, but stolen right back by Montgomery before Strobel pushes it back in, and then it finds its way into the Hill Murray Pioneer bench. And looks like Bill Lechner, the head coach of the Pioneers, is okay. Have not mentioned much from about Bill today, but it certainly should be said he is such a great head coach in the high school hockey world. Legendary coach, really has led his team to so many great things, so many state tournament appearances in his time here at Hill Murray, and certainly a lot of respect for Bill Lechner and the program he has built here at Hill Murray as the pass is pushed in front and then turned wide of the goal. Another look, another try. Steffen's able to make the save on that opportunity, and the Pioneers threatening here. That might even be an understatement there. That was a good look. Henry Eischen making something out of nothing, got it in front. A lot of net to shoot at, but the Pioneers couldn't pull the trigger.
It was a wide open net there. It really was. Good tie up on the end, and I don't think he was expecting it to be right there. I wasn't expecting it. That was a you're breathing a sigh of relief if you're White Bear right now.
The icing waved off. Pioneers will swing it around near side. It's grabbed by Merkey. He'll go down low, and no interference or trip or hook or anything in that particular, but that allows for Kirky to swing and fire a shot. That's turned away. Gets it back in front, and then a shot from Hofeld is blocked by a stick, and that goes wide. Verkerke was looked like something. Here's Eischen with a chance. He sends it in front, and that'll be a penalty. So that Starley Strobel sent to the ice. A good penalty to take, but the Bears, I'm sure, frustrated on the bench because a little bit ago it looked like Verkerke was interfered with or hooked or held or something.
I didn't see anything done. I think he just slipped. I didn't see any sticks getting his skates or anything. There's possibilities maybe bumped into. That's also a tough call on the White Bear, and that's just incidental contact, and it's a penalty you're going to take because that's a penalty that's not taken. That's a really good scoring chance. So it's just a tough break for White Bear.
So a third power play for Hill Murray. O'Regan watches it go by him off the face-off, so a little bit of a break there for the White Bear Lake Bears. That'll kill at least the first 15 seconds or so of this one off before Hill Murray will re-enter the zone. It's Jensen with some speed, driving to the goal, goes behind it, keeping with the puck, sending it to the blue line, and then the Pioneers able to keep control of it as they send it down low for Owen Quast. Quast goes to Jensen. Jensen and Quast back and forth now in the corner to the blue line. Sent across for O'Regan. O'Regan's shot, that's blocked. And Seamus will send it behind the goal for Owen Quast. Back to Bagley at the blue line. Bagley forward to Jensen. Jensen down low for Owen Quast. Quast in the corner. Checked up along the wall there. Leighton Road trying to get it to center. He does so. Bears are able to clear it all the way down the ice. So a good start to the penalty kill once again. This White Bear Lake Bear special teams has needed to stand tall, and so far they are doing so.
It was a good play down in the corner by Fratellone, too. It looked like a penalty. A lot of Hill Murray fans wanted it, but that was just a good takeaway by Fratellone, able to get the puck out of the zone.
Newpower tried to clear, hit a body instead. That allows the Pioneers to get control. Play to the left wing side, driving in front. One-time shot, ramps off the stick, goes into the netting, and stops play. 39 seconds to go in the power play. 10:36 to go in the second period. It's 1-0 White Bear Lake.
It's no coincidence that the penalty kill is so good for White Bear. They're just so cohesive as a unit. You just see them move as one. They're all on the same page. It's really fun to watch. It's not fun to watch for shorthanded, but it is fun to watch them kill penalties. There's a reason they're at such a good percentage.
Out high for Polotachuk. He goes to his right for Pierre. Back to Polotachuk, who fires a shot that's blocked. Goes far side for Fleischacker. Fleischacker left corner. Down low, sent through the crease in the direction of Pierre, but he wasn't ready for a one-timer, so he'll just carry it back out. Carries it to the top of the circle. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Polotachuk back to Pierre. Pierre, top of the circle, looking, winds, fires a shot, deflected wide of the goal. Grabbed by Fleischacker. Penalty is over. Bears back to full strength. Nicky O'Brien pinning up his man against the wall. Puck still down in the corner. Coming away with it is Strobel. Strobel opens up, tries to find an option, goes to the blue line where it's sent wide of the goal. Took a weird hop off the wall. Steffen's trying to cover it. He does. Dives out there and flops on it to stop play. And another power play for the Pioneers is killed by the White Bear Lake Bears. That's 3 now.
3 for 3 against the number 3 team in the state. How about it?
Halfway through regulation, at least we're close to that midway point here. 1-0 Bears. Pioneers looking for that equalizer. Grabbed by Tabical. He'll go down low with it. Stolen away by Fratellone. Swung around the wall near side. Connecting and then played out to center by Kiyava. Kiyava will get it in deep. Down there is Howes for Hill Murray. Gruba to Tabical. Montgomery behind the Hill Murray goal. Stolen back. Hard off the glass to the blue line. Nearly kept in, but Johnson couldn't control. Now cutting across is Tyler Bishop. Just inside the zone, trying to find Kiyava. Couldn't do so. That was Johnson on the pass. And now come the Pioneers. Here's Nick Mountain. Opens up, takes a hit. Continues with the puck behind the White Bear Lake goal. Fratellone has some space, but he's hit up hard. The favor is returned by Nick Mountain as those two continue to battle. And now a whistle is blown as they're still pushing and shoving. And it'll be interesting to see how the officials call this here. A Pioneer helmet now on the ice.
Maybe a missed call down in the corner there by the ref. It looked like maybe some head contact to Fratellone. That's a tough situation. Fratellone, rightfully so, a little irritated.
So Nick Mountain heading to the penalty box. I think they're going to go grab Fratellone as well, and they will. So coincidental minors, I would imagine, will remain 5-on-5. And after the brief skirmish there, it's what you sort of expect in a rivalry game. And perhaps things right in front of that Hill Murray student section maybe got a little bit more heated than they would have in any other part of the ice. I'm sure things were said. They usually are.
It wasn't silent.
I might have said a few things when I was in the student section in White Bear back in the day. So
better have been clean, Zach.
Mine were. Here's Pierre with a chance in front, a shot and a save. I know if Chad were here, I can confirm to you his were not as clean as mine. Here is Newpower, a shot that is sticked away nicely by Keppel. He has not seen a lot of action here in this second period. Here's Rode. He's trying to center. Sticked away once again. Now it's Newpower to the blue line. Alez skipped his stick. He'll skate backwards. Eischen getting there first, however. Eischen carrying it behind, looking for options. He's got Pierre and Strobel. Finds Pierre as he cycled it to the corner, but it's stolen away by Leighton Road, and he sends it hard off the glass to center at the red line. Returned deep into the White Bear Lake end by Bagley, and the Bears will come back and pick it up here. The whistle is blown as Hill Murray was offside, so we'll see where they put I guess they're going to put the face off where they normally would. I was looking maybe they would do some sort of a intentional thing, but behind the White Bear Lake goal. It's battled for here. 7.5 remaining in period number 2. Shot from the blue line hits a couple of bodies in front, goes over the goal, and we continue here near side. In front of where the White Bear Lake student section originally was before they moved it to the other side of the ice because, I don't know. 85 feet apparently isn't enough to separate two clashing student sections.
No. You never know what can happen.
Joe Polotachuk.
I will say the Hill Murray student section is noticeably smaller. I remember it to be bigger.
It usually is. Down the ice they go.
Nice pass.
Chance for the Pioneers. A shot over the blocker side of Tyler Steffens. Another quick opportunity, and Steffens is up to the task there. Quick, hard shot. Bears will move it down the ice here. Here's Tristan Johnson. Poked off his stick, but continued in. And Bishop with a shot. That's turned away. Rebound cleared to center ice. And then dumped deep by Kodatek.
Good puck movement there, moving it up the ice by the Bears. And also the Pioneers. That was a great cross-ice pass.
Shout out to Jimmy watching in Sweden. I can't allow your comment, but it's good to see that you're watching in Sweden at 3 in the morning. Here's a shot from O'Brien and a save for Keppel. Brady O'Brien. Great chance there, top of the slot, and rebound was there, but the Pioneers able to fend it off. Into the zone comes Hill Murray. It's Kiyava driving it backwards for Montgomery. Joe Montgomery forward to Kiyava, and Kiyava has it lost off the other 7 on the ice, Nick Pierre. But they're going to call it offside, I guess, so or maybe a hand pass, one of those two. We should note that Fradalone has been freed from the penalty box.
Exchanging pleasantries out of the box, too.
As has Tristan Tabical.
Just wishing each other a good game.
Draw one by the Bears. Alez to Fradalone, who is fresh after a few minutes of rest. Nick Pierre will control it off of a hand pass, and a lot of hand passes this game so far. 5.5 to go, lowest scoring affair.
Bears with that top line out there, right outside the penalty.
Nick Pierre, the top line for Hill Murray, let's just say it. Drop pass there is broken up, pushed down low. A lot of perimeter play here between these two teams. Goalies having to be on the move from left to right. Here's a driving to the goal and a good look for Strobel. Let's turn away. Another try for Eischen. He sends the shot wide of the goal.
Yeah, Strobel's been a difference maker here in this second period. He's gotten some chances. He's been making them happen. He's been a real breath of fresh air for the Pioneers here.
Rose opens up, sends it right to the stick of Strobel, who finds Pierre. Now it's drop pass here. Quick shot. Blocking it was Nicky O'Brien, and then muscling that puck away. Great defensive work by Nicky O'Brien, not only blocking that shot, but muscling it free and then sending it out of harm's way. It's Nicky O'Brien who will grab it behind his goal, sends it down the ice, connecting with Sam Newpower. Billy Rose tracking it down, is beaten to the puck by Gruba. Gruba plays it to center. Bears will regroup in their own end, sent off the wall to Hofeld, and back in with 4:20 to go in period number 2. Across the ice, near side for Kodatek. Played forward here for Hofeld. Breakaway. Hofeld shot. Save Keppel. Gets it back. Sends it in front. Still loose in the slot. Down is Nicky O'Brien. He controls the puck. Sends it in front. Another try here, but sending it through the slot area was Murky. And he goes to no one. So the Bears, great look as Hofeld sprung for a breakaway, but he couldn't finish.
That was about 3 really good chances.
Again,
3, 4, I don't know. I lost count.
The rebounds are there, though. Keppel, again, giving up some good opportunities there after that first shot, but the Bears just unable to finish on any of the tries.
Yeah.
Nicky O'Brien watches it go to his left, played to the blue line. Fleischhacker to the corner.
Yeah, I agree. Keppel's given up some pretty big rebounds. Talk about the puck bounces, talk about the tricklers. That's something that we're going to have to watch here, especially for the Bears.
On the transition, here's Jensen. He'll fire a shot that hits the stick, goes into the corner instead, and then the puck cleared out to center after a big hit put on by Jared Jensen. And then the puck finds its way into the Hill Murray bench.
I want to say that was one of the first big hits we've seen all night. It's been a really clean game. Good body checks all around. That was probably the first one. It's been really solid.
Neutral zone draw off the puck going out of play. Hill Murray Pioneers win it. They we don't have time of possession. I don't think we're keeping that stat right now. But I would say Hill Murray almost certainly leading in that category.
It's our advanced stats department that's doing that. We get those after the game.
And I don't think they showed up today.
Oh no.
Hired them 8 years ago, and they still haven't showed up for the first day on the job. I'm starting to think it's never going to happen.
They took all those sick days.
Yeah, I shouldn't have given them 8 years of PTO. Drawing the ice here. Come the Bears. Kiyava looking for Bishop in front. Diving effort, swatting the puck away again was Reagan. He is not afraid to drop down to whatever part of his body is needed to keep that puck out of danger. Nick Pierre threw his legs to Strobel. Strobel cutting across the red line, goes to his right, connects with Quast. He'll send it through the crease and wide of the goal. Pioneers still battling. It's Nick Pierre. Brady O'Brien. And then sent down, flops down in the corner. Nick Pierre will grab it here. The high stick will be called, and perhaps another hand pass, one of the two. And it will be a hand pass. We'll go 200 feet the opposite way with 1:43 to go in period number 2. It's the goal that came with 48.6 seconds left in the first period by Ethan Murky. That is the difference in this one so far. Played behind the Pioneer net. Eischen across the ice to Polotechuk. Polotechuk moving in, has it poke checked off his stick. Bears will swing it all the way around to the near side of their zone. It's grabbed by Leighton Road. Road down deep for Sam Newpower. Newpower across in the direction of Rose, just out of his reach. And out comes Hill Murray. It's Henry Eischen. Big hit put on as he skates his way through, got the puck deep. Good job by Joe Montgomery. The physicality picking up in this one once again. 1 minute to go in period number 2. Sam Newpower forward for Rose. Rose crosses the line, tries to maneuver his way through. Diving effort, keeping with the puck as he battles Fleischhacker in the corner. Big hit put on. Here's Newpower with a shot. Hits the side of the cage, goes behind the goal. 40 seconds left. Pioneers trying to break it out. Bears turn it right back. Leighton Road along the line. Now it's Rose. Rose, a shot, a block, and the Pioneers able to get control of it. Charlie Strobel looking for a long pass, finds it. Icing waved off there as it was touched just past that red line. Sam Newpower forward in the direction of Hofeld, and Hofeld can't get a stick on it. The icing is waved off. Down low is Murky. Out high for Nicky O'Brien. He goes down low for Hofeld. Hofeld and O'Brien battling it there for White Bear Lake. Now it comes free for Murky. Murky off the wall for Nicky O'Brien. 3 seconds left, and that'll do it for the second period as time expires here. 34 minutes of hockey has been played, and still Ethan Murky's goal in that late in that first period is the difference.
It's a good second period. Just back and forth, good hockey. Hill Murray, it started out and it looked like it was going to be Hill Murray's period, and it just wasn't going to be any two ways about it. And White Bear came charging back, and it was just back and forth from there. So good period by both teams.
The goaltending is certainly good, but I don't know if we've seen any flashy saves. In fact, I would say the flashier stuff has been saved for the defense of these two squads.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about before the game, it's just good defense. And it's been clear that Hill Murray's philosophy has just been get as many bodies in front of the net as possible and just throw the puck at the net. That's the bottom line. That's how we're just going to get Steffens uncomfortable. We'll catch him off and might get a scoring chance. We even see on the power play, you got Nick Pierre over on the right side, and he's just kind of throwing the puck in, just down on the ice shots, easily deflectable, trying to just get something past Steffens. And Steffens hasn't made any flashy saves by any means, but they've been effective. They've been good, and so that's been good for White Bear. He's made some solid saves, and that's the same with Keppel too. I mean, credit to both goaltenders. They've been good. They just nothing outstanding. No legendary stand on your head performances.
Well, it'll be interesting. Period number 3, 17 more minutes of regulation left. In this one, we'll take a quick breather when we come back. Danny Ryan will join us. We'll take a look at the rest of the high school hockey world, what's going on across the state of Minnesota. Again, the score is White Bear Lake 1, Hill Murray 0 after 2. It's the Rivalry on the horn. Welcome back to Aldridge Arena, period number 2 in the books. It is White Bear Lake 1, Hill Murray 0. Familiar voice of the horn, Danny Ryan joining us. Danny, first of all, we'll talk briefly about this one, then I want to kind of look around the state of Minnesota because you're much better a high school hockey mind than I.
Wow, thank you for the compliment.
It's barely a compliment. But Hill Murray ranked number 3, White Bear Lake number 7. Rankings, especially at this part of the season,
don't matter.
They're not important. But what is important is head-to-head battles, especially when you come to late February.
Yep.
And seeding, certainly this is one of those games. Not only is it's a rivalry, it's tradition, all that.
But this is a Section 4 AA mega game.
Right.
Because whoever wins this game, no matter what, will be the number 1 seed. That's almost a guarantee coming out of this game. And it usually is, unless Stillwater's team has a very good season. We've seen that happen in the last couple of years.
And they're with the new coach, they're kind of a wild card at this point.
I saw Stillwater on Friday, actually. They gave Eden Prairie. I was at the Eden Prairie game. They gave them a pretty good shot. That's a good squad that they have there, led by Noah Tussey. I like them, but these two squads, very, very good.
Very, very good. And it's kind of the game we expected. We were talking the pregame, Andrew and I were talking about how kind of expected a low-scoring affair. And,
traditional.
And that's what we're getting here. We have a couple of goaltenders who are top ranks in the state at this point, number-wise. Now, they haven't been tested with some of the better teams yet, but they're being tested against each other. And they're passing a lot of those tests.
I would say Remy Keppel is giving up a lot more juicy rebounds tonight. I look for the Bears to start to capitalize that in this period, wouldn't you say, Zach?
I'd imagine, that is one of the talking points for Sean Patton, Chris Anderson, Tim Sager in that locker room, because we were talking about that during there was a rush there late in that second period.
Juicy
Grant
down in the corner.
Hofeld had a breakaway.
Yeah.
He didn't capitalize, but you don't normally see that many rebounds, that many opportunities off of a breakaway opportunity.
Exactly. The second line of the Bears right now is on fire. They are matching up against every line. They're putting that Pierre line in its place right now, and I really, really like the way that line's going. Now, I expect that to continue in the third period. Now let's look at the New Power Rose road line and see if they can step up and try to get some offense going, because they haven't been as offensive in this game so far.
Not exactly sure why the MN Hockey Hub has it at 2-0, but according to their shots right now.
You running their handle right now?
I wish. 24-16 in shots now, Hill Murray leads, and that second period certainly tilted towards Hill Murray and at least the shots department, but
penalties.
Yes, it was mainly in those power plays that they had.
Yes.
And really, even with the power play, they had maybe one good
You're
chance.
giving too many.
Yeah, I don't want to take
chances.
too much away from Hill, but
No.
that is the one thing that I said toward the end of the period, Danny. The goaltenders certainly are good.
Yes.
But it's the defense that has been shining. Seamus
Yeah.
O'Regan stopped a great chance for Billy Rose. He was wide open on that back door, and he dove down. I mean, this has been a defensive show too. And if it's any sort of a preview of what we're going to get, should these two teams meet again in late February, 28th, I believe.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun evening here at Aldridge.
Yeah, and like I said, the 2 seed is so important in this matchup, because whoever loses this game has to play Stillwater. That's going to be a tough test for whoever has to play them.
And we also mentioned this here. Talk more about it on Saturday.
Sure.
But we found out that the section semifinals here normally are Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes.
Top seed on Tuesday, they get the extra break.
Yes.
And then Wednesday plays.
Is it one night?
It is now one night.
Oh.
The first game is scheduled for 4:30. They will clear the rink, and they'll play the second game at 8 o'clock. And from what I'm being told, they haven't confirmed this with the coaches yet.
Okay.
But the idea is the first game will be that 1 versus 4, and the
so
second
they get
game will be 2,
more of a
3.
break, quote unquote.
The rationale is there's a less chance of an overtime period happening in the first game than there's the second.
That.
So again, then they have to clear the arena and everything. So it's going to be a bit of a mess down here at Aldridge.
Yes.
But again, it
is.
speaks to just how important this final 17 minutes is.
Incredible.
Because as weird as a 4:30 start is, and I'm sure coaches aren't going to be too happy about that, but it's much better than maybe 8, maybe 8:30, maybe 9, not knowing, and especially kind of later in that evening. It's I think it's going to be a bigger factor than perhaps even most people even know about right now, because we just found out the other day of the new change. And the reason, by the way, it's on one night, they didn't want that to happen. It's the precinct caucuses that are preventing any school, and I wonder how this is going to affect.
So it's probably on a Wednesday, because normally those are on the Tuesday caucus.
That Tuesday.
Or primaries. Primaries are Minnesota, aren't they?
Caucus are Minnesota.
Okay.
So, no school activity can happen after 6 o'clock on those days. So it's going to be, I wonder how that's going to affect other sections on that Tuesday. But
well, the only other ones are 2A and 4A, I want to say, but that's just off of memory. Okay, let's talk around the state while we have a couple minutes.
Okay, really quickly here. Who should Bears and Pioneers fans watch out for?
Eden Prairie.
Eden Prairie is the
number 1 team in the state.
Back.
Okay, they are a clear number 1. You look at the rankings right now. I've seen a ranking where Roseau slips in. Okay, that's a team that's had 5 overtime games out of 9. No, the team to watch for is Eden Prairie, and they're only going to get better when Jackson Blake comes back.
And are there some teams? I mean, Benilde has been dormant the last few years. Are they back?
They're relatively back. You and I saw them on Wednesday. I wouldn't say that they're back. A team to look out for, 2 teams. I'm going to give you Rosemount in 3AA. That's a traditional St. Thomas Academy section. And in 7AA, look out for Andover. Wyatt Kaiser and that squad is a good squad.
Are they going to finally?
No.
I mean,
I cannot speak to that.
That's just is Duluth, who the Bears beat earlier this year handedly 5-0. Is Duluth going to have
Down.
finally going to have a
Duluth
down
is
here?
down,
So they are down,
but
but
they
it's
just
not a
beat
down
Blaine.
year. They just beat
Blaine.
Who
4-1.
beat who Hill Murray just beat later early in the season.
early in the season. And
God.
I was at that game. There's about 5 pipes for Blaine too.
Jeez.
So I mean,
I heard Blaine was
they're big.
the better team, perhaps.
They're
but
big. They're bruisey. Carson Rickles is a Mr. Hockey candidate for sure on their team.
White Bear and Blaine battle here late in the season. I think
because
that's
last year that game got canceled.
It got canceled, and they started it the year before because both teams play their section stuff here, and they wanted to kind of get. In fact, actually, it got moved. It was going to be played at Fogarty because I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. Blaine forgot to book the rink. So Blaine forgot to book Aldridge, so they're like, I guess we got to have it at Fogarty, and then they ended up canceling it anyway. Thank you very much, Danny. Where can we find your stuff?
At the Youth Hockey Hub, and then my Twitter handle is at DSRyan16.
Thank you very much, Danny.
Okay, I'll see you guys.
That's Danny Ryan here. We're going to bring Andrew Carlson back here into the fold. Might as well bring him in right now. So the third period going to be coming up in just a moment. And Andrew, we look at the first 2 periods. Again, the shots on goal, 24-16. Hill Murray controlled the puck more than White Bear Lake Bears, but it wasn't like it's weird to say they controlled it more, but it's not like they dominated or anything. There just doesn't seem to be a better team yet through 2 periods of play. Would you agree?
Yeah, momentum just swung back and forth. And normally the answer to that would be White Bear, but when you take 3 penalties, it's tough to look like the better team out on the ice. Momentum just swung back and forth there. It started out Hill Murray was pretty much in the driver's seat in that second period. You kind of wonder, it was only a matter of time until they put the puck in the net. Power play was looking good. They were getting a lot of chances. But then White Bear came back. After they were able to get out of the box, they looked good. And there's no real denying that. And then the end of the second period just ended up being a back and forth, forechecking, back checking, get vertical, and half of the period, third of the period. So that was an entertaining period of hockey. This is shaping up to be an incredible third period. Just a 1-goal lead. No team is safe. Hill Murray definitely not safe. It's one of those things you get your popcorn ready for because.
Well, Gabe has his popcorn.
He does, and I might have to take a handful here, but.
I'm sure Gabe will let you, but I should warn you that, and he might be a little under the weather, but
that's fine.
That's
fine.
It's good to test your immune system.
I got the top of the popcorn too, so I don't know if it was touched as much,
Yeah, we'll go with that. Probably gonna make the third period thing on the screen happen, huh? What do you think? There we go. Period, third. You see that up there, folks? I do everything. I tweet. I call the game. I monitor the chat, which I haven't been doing at all. I hope nobody said anything bad, but whatever. Who cares? Who cares at this point? We're out the door anyway. We got a foot out the door.
Let's do it.
What do you expect to see here in the third, Andrew Carlson?
That's tough. I mean, you talk about that second line for White Bear, the Hofeld line. I mean, they've been able to take whatever challenge is thrown at them. So you look for them to keep performing. You look for the road line to they've been good, but they've got to step up a little bit more because they're the ones mainly going up against that Pierre line for Hill. So it's you look for that second line or that first line to step up a little bit, and the second line to keep playing as they are. It's gonna be a good third.
See how Hill Murray comes out here. They got a quick shot on goal again to fit in with the theme all night. It wasn't really good. It was just a pretty easy save for Tyler Steffens, and especially for one of the top goaltenders in the state. Very easy save for Mr. Steffens. So doesn't look like. I mean, with Hill Murray obviously wanting to get that equalizer sooner than later. We know how a Bill Lechner team can capitalize in crucial moments, so we'll see how this one fares here with Alez sending it to his right. New Power has some room in front of him. Sends it toward the goal, hit a couple of bodies, pinball around, skip the stick of Leighton Road. and it's sent near side for Nick Pierre, who was well behind the red line, and they are going to give it to him. Follow through, I guess, right? Stop behind by Keppel. Just trying to get the, be biased while I can, right? I mean, I don't know. That was, if it was a White Bear guy, I probably would have been like, yeah, you got to give it to him. But, it's a Hill Murray guy.
That's right. I'll be the watchdog for democracy over here.
I don't want any watchdogs. I brought you on because you went to White Bear and you graduated from White Bear. And this is an all White Bear broadcast. I'm sorry. Though we are pretty fair to Hill Murray, too. I am proud of that. And over the years, I will say, the feedback from the Pioneer fans has been awesome. I love how they're Pioneer fans that love watching us, and they know what they're getting into. But
you don't get as many mean emails.
No, they don't. It's not like because usually they beat us. They're like, ha. But here's a chance for Kirky. His shot found its way through, got on goal, and Keppel made the save and actually controlled the rebound away. So obviously we talked about in the intermission how Bears maybe looking for more rebounds, and that shot was postmarked for a juicy rebound, but Keppel able to control it.
Yeah, Keppel's given up some pretty soft rebounds, as Danny pointed out. He's been good tracking the puck. I mean, as we talked about, it's the wraparounds, following the puck. It's been good, but it's just once the puck gets there, White Bear's got to have a couple guys that are racing towards the net. He's given up 2 juicy rebounds to not at least have a guy there.
Puck pinned up along the wall there.
I'm surprised that's not a little bit more of an emphasis point, because this has happened multiple times. I mean, there's rebounds that are really, really, really tempting to not have, and I'm just surprised that there hasn't been any more urgency to get those.
Kiyava tried to clear, he did, but what has been another common theme for White Bear Lake, they get it out of their zone, which is good, but goes right to Hill Murray sticks and has it will again here, it looks like. And the Bears actually force a turnover, so mission accomplished there. Down the ice, it's Tristan Johnson. Kiyava with a quick wrister, and that's gloved by Keppel.
Yeah, this game so far hasn't been won or lost or dominated in the neutral zone. I actually haven't spent much time in the neutral zone whatsoever. It's been a lot of get the puck, dump it in. It's not much messing around.
13:58 to go here in period number 3. Face-off won by the Bears, and Rhodes sends it off a skate. It flutters down, goes wide of the goal off the glove of Henry Eischen. Stolen away by the Bears. It's New Power trying to get it on goal, blocked en route to that net, and now it's Charlie Strobel, has it poked off his stick. Another poke check for Sam New Power. Got it forward for Leighton Rode. Rode took a big hit in front. Push and kept in by Alez, and now the Pioneers able to move it out to center. Strobel forward to Pierre. Pierre from left to right. Pierre backhand shot saves Steffens. Rebound swung around the wall. Bagley got it to the slot area, but Eischen didn't know where it was for a moment. Bears able to take advantage of that, but it gets caught in the skates of an official, and back in comes the Pioneers. It's Pierre on the right wing side. He'll skate to the corner, sends it behind for Strobel, knocked off his stick near side to the poke check expert in Sam Newpower. Tried to connect with Rose, but that pass was missed, and the Pioneers take over. They'll cross the line. They'll dump it in. Stop behind by Tyler Steffens, 4 minutes and 6 seconds into period number 3.
Yeah, ever since the start of the second period, Charlie Strobel's been a difference maker for the Pioneers. There you see him knocking Leighton Rode pretty much off his feet in the slot there as he tried to get a shot off. That's a really good scoring chance for White Bear, and it's thwarted by a really big hit by Charlie Strobel. He's given a lot here this third period and the whole second period. He was a real difference maker. He's gotten the Pioneers going. And frankly, aside from him, they've looked pretty dormant.
Off the icing, the Bears win the draw. Work near side of Verkerke. Verkerke works it backwards for Fratellone. Fratellone across the ice to Montgomery. Grant Hofeld stolen off his stick, pushed on goal, loose in the slot. Bears able to clear. Hofeld off the glass to center. Murky tracking it down. He'll have Polotachuk in front of him, who gets the puck first, but he's driven in the wall by Murky. To the blue line with it. Sent across and then pushed forward by Montgomery, and then at the red line behind it, they don't give Grant Holfeld the follow through.
You want to talk about a number we haven't called as much has been Nick Pierre. I mean, he's put a couple shots on net during the power plays. He had a nice chance down there, but aside from that, it's been Strobel for the Pioneers. Pierre's been held to relatively nothing for him tonight. It's been a good defensive performance for the Bears on him.
Yeah, the stick of Nick Pierre is so dangerous. Looking for his 20th point of the year already. Shot from the point is blocked. By the way, the Bears are 2-0 and leading after period number 2. 2-0-1 rather. They gave up that lead against the Edina Hornets, which ended up being a tie, and the Pioneers are, well, they haven't been trailing after 2 periods of play, so.
That's crazy, and that speaks to, one, how good they are, but also who they played.
So both teams, really their toughest test of the season, happening on the same night against each other. Draws won by the Pioneers, looking for the equalizer. Played to the corner. Down there. Hardy for the Pioneers. Bears trying to find some open ice. Stolen away by Hardy. Hardy, nice move, but he can't get around Montgomery, and down the ice comes Kiyava. Kiyava goes behind for Tyler Bishop. Bishop reversing direction, had it stolen off his stick, but it's kept in by Nicky O'Brien, who drops it down low deep into the Hill-Murray end. Pioneers will work it up the far side. They're able to break it out, and that's Jared Jensen with some speed through neutral ice. Carries it in, goes down low, fends off a couple of Bears, and it's Kodatek who has some space, works it over to his left where Nicky O'Brien sends it down the ice, and it will go for yet another icing.
That's another icing on the Bears. Not as many calls on Hill-Murray for icing tonight, but the Bears have really, seems when they're under duress on their end, they just kind of send it down the ice, which isn't the worst strategy ever. But now you got to deal with the face-off on your own end.
Off the draw, the puck is played to the corner. Charlie Strobel, dangerous for Hill-Murray. Expect to see that squad or that line more and more as the period goes on. Here's Sam Newpower. Newpower with a shot, ramps off of the stick of Fleischacker, goes out of play. Face-off will remain in the zone. But imagine, as long as this game remains a 1-0 hockey game, or at least the Pioneers are down, we're going to see more of Nick Pierre, more of Charlie Strobel, more of Henry Eischen, trying to get something going, some offense, and get past Tyler Steffens in that White Bear Lake goal. Pioneers win a big face-off. They'll play it forward to Nick Pierre. 1v2 for Pierre as he enters the zone. Drop pass, nice play, but Bears are wise to it. They're able to come back. It's Sam Newpower trying to fight off Eischen, able to cross the line, gets it in, looks for Rode, finds Rode, but it was a miscue there. Rode went a little deep. Newpower went high with the pass, and that allows Hill-Murray to steal it away. They move it down the ice. Strobel behind the goal. Nicky O'Brien behind the net for Rode. Stolen away by Eischen. Kicked around by Newpower. Nicky O'Brien off the wall to center. Carried it right back in by Polotacek. Polotacek to his left, fires a shot. Pad save for Steffens. Bears able to clear. Seamus O'Regan will return it deep into the White Bear Lake end. Off the wall, just outside the blue line. It's picked up by Gobout and sent back in. Murky forward to Hofeld with some numbers. Hofeld, shot, save, and again another rebound, but great job by Keppel here in this third period controlling it. Verkerke was tracking it down, was crashing that net, but Murky couldn't get the puck to go to him off of the pad of Keppel, who steered it wisely to his right.
Another good chance generated by the Hofeld line.
Verkerke in front, Murky back to Verkerke. No shot was taken by White Bear Lake. The Pioneers will slow things down here. Mountain forward, springs free. Here's Tabacal. Tabacal in, shot, score! Somehow, some way, Tristan Tabacal caught the Bears defense sleeping, got himself a breakaway, and he finished. And the Hill Murray student section, or the White Bear Lake student section, saw the celebration right in front of them as they went out of their way to go celebrate in front of that Bears student section. It sent the water bottle, if I'm not mistaken, flying over the glass.
Yeah.
And into the netting behind. What a shot it was, but the Pioneers able to tie it up.
That was a great shot. Went upstairs and snuck right behind the Bears goal scorer, Ethan Murky, at the blue line. I mean, Tabaco just totally, like you said, caught the Bears defense off guard. And you know, it's easy to lose track of guys, and that was a great pass, great play, and an even better shot right upstairs. I mean, Steffens really had no chance.
See how the two teams respond here. The Bears had some good chances, and then Hill Murray just with a nice little, perhaps a planned play, great pass. Certainly, too, from his own blue line, set that whole thing up in motion. Here's a puck that goes through the slot. Played down low by Montgomery. He's now sent through the crease, bounces back for Fratellone. Fratellone to the corner, just out of the reach of Rowe, but it finds new power stick before it's stolen away by Matthew Fleischacker, who goes to his left for Hardy. And Hardy's able to grab it, and he'll send it in deep. Stop behind by Steffens.
And that's the thing, too. If you're White Bear, you come into this game, you don't expect it to be a 1-0 win. It's probably going to take a little bit more than one goal to win the game, and that's just what we're going to be seeing here tonight.
Charlie Strobel, big collision out in front. He'll get up slowly. We'll certainly keep an eye on Charlie as he will stay on the ice. He'll skate in a little bit hobbled. Behind the White Bear Lake goal, it's Joe Montgomery. Montgomery has it stolen away. Pierce centers, loose in front. Nice poke check put on by Steffens as he dropped down and prevented that Pioneer from getting a shot off out in front. Murky trying to battle his way through. Puck swung around the wall near side. Nicky O'Brien can't control it. Nick Pierre comes away with it. Got it forward for Eischen. Eischen had it knocked. He was knocked off the puck. Another collision here. What's interesting, too, is we are 7 minutes to go in the third period. Not that you expect makeup calls and evening out, etc. The Bears still without a power play opportunity in this hockey game. Here's Zach Kiyava. Tried to center, hit the side of the cage instead. Off of a Pioneer stick it went. Nick Pierre goes cross ice for Charlie Strobel. Strobel trying to gather some speed. Ridden off the puck by Nicky O'Brien. And he is brought down to the ice once again. He's looking for a call from the official. We'll get none. Here's a chance here on the turnover by Tabaco, looking for his second. Can't do it. Pioneers continue to control. It's Fleischacker near side. Game opening up here just a little bit more than what it was earlier, as the Pioneers got another chance in front. Strobel tried to tip it, couldn't do so. Bears play it to the outside. Kuyava controls it, passes on blue line, trying to get it to neutral ice, got it to the red line, but couldn't dump it in. The Pioneers will do it there. As behind the net, it's battled for. Centering pass broken up by White Bear Lake as Rode is able to kick it out of danger. Billy Rose across the ice. Here's Rode. Leighton Rode moving in. Rode shot over the goal it goes. His shot's so good, so dangerous with the puck is Leighton Rode. He has it again, but he's ridden off it nicely. And the Pioneers able to get it to center. Axel Bagley down there for Hill Murray. That's Seamus O'Regan on the far side, dumped in deep. And now another penalty coming, unbelievable. I saw the whole play. They pushed, and just because the stick went flying, they're going to call another penalty. The fourth penalty on the game. All four is going to go to Hill Murray, and a weak call at best.
Yeah, that was bad. There's just no two ways about it.
Billy Rose
let the stick go.
Billy Rose was battling, I think, with Seamus O'Regan.
Yeah.
On the far side, and they tied up. O'Regan pushed Billy. He pushed back, and because O'Regan's stick went flying down the ice, interference is the call.
The only difference is that he let go of his stick.
Yeah.
And that's a bad
Unbelievable.
That's just bad. I mean, the officiating has been spotty.
And it'd be one thing
that's
if there
just a
was
bad call.
one power play. I guess, I mean, credit Hill Murray for playing mostly clean. They're going to, timeout's going to be called on the Hill Murray Pioneers. They recognize certainly how significant this moment is. They have the momentum. They have the power play. And they're wanting to get that lead and try to win this hockey game. And
well, there have been, I mean, both ways there have been missed calls, and I think there maybe have been a couple that White Bears should have gotten, but that was a bad call. And there's no two ways about it, especially at this point in the game when anything helps either team. 1-1, 5 minutes left in the third period, and you call that. I mean, come on. Especially in a game like this where it's two big rivals. It's a big game in the season, and you call a little slashing penalty on that. That's a tough call, and it's one that I think a lot of people don't agree with here. Maybe even some Hill Murray fans are kind of lucky that they have an extra
I
man.
doubt that they're putting up too much of a protest at this point.
I don't know if there's too much of a protest, but maybe there's some wide eyes over there saying, you know.
Again, it was flashy. It was corner of the eye. Saw the stick flying. Oh, we got to call something here. So,
yeah.
5 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third period. It's a tie game for now, 1-1. The good news for the Bears is that they got a really good penalty kill. The bad news for the Bears is that Hill Murray's got a really good power play, and they're due. They've scored 1 in every 3 power plays. They've had 3 so far. They've been scoreless. So, again, the numbers say a goal's coming. We'll see if the Bears can fend it off. Fleischacker to his right for Pelotachuk. Nick Pierre back to Pelotachuk. Back to Pierre. Pelotachuk, shot, save, rebound, loose to the corner. Grabbed immediately by Fleischacker. Return to the blue line to Pelotachuk. Pelotachuk to the right for Pierre. His shot hit a stick. Good block there. In fact, broke the stick and soccered away in front by Montgomery. He doesn't have a stick.
Play.
So it's 5 and 3.5 on 3.5 right now. Montgomery, no stick, can't do anything with it. Pierre, shot, blocked, save, rebound, score. Charlie Strobel chooses the other student section to celebrate with this time. He goes to his own student section. The Pioneers capitalize on a power play with 4.5 to go in period number 3.
Yeah, there's Charlie Strobel. He's been knocking at the door all game. He started last period. He was aggressive on the forecheck. He's playing really well. Started out the third period well, and then Hill Murray gets a break, gets the power play, and there's Charlie Strobel. I mean, that's how you write it up. But that's a tough break for the Bears. They shouldn't have been a man down to begin with. It's a really, really tough call to go there, to go against them, and frankly, if it decides the game, that's disappointing.
Well, we'll see. 4.5 to go here. Chance in front. Bears trying to get it back. At least tie this thing up. For Kirky falling to the ice, tripped on the play, no call. Pioneers able to clear it down the ice.
But it's also that type. I mean, Strobel's a big body. He's able to get down there and battle for the loose pucks. You get guys in front of the net for Hill Murray on the power play. You get the puck there. You get it near Strobel, who's been having a good game, a big body. That's how that works.
So the Pioneers drop it into the White Bear Lake zone. Luke Alez looking for options. He'll play it forward. Nick Mountain for Hill Murray. Connects with Pelotachuk, trying to clear, can't do so. Brady O'Brien from right to left across the zone. Drops it down low, Rose and Rode and new power out there. Alez fires a shot, deflected just wide of the goal. Trying to keep it along the goal mouth. His new power tried to center for Rode, but it was blocked. Another good job defensively by Hill Murray. Alez at the blue line looking for options, sends it toward the goal. Easily blocked by Gobbout, and out comes Hill Murray. Nick Mountain. Weak angle shot. Puck finds its way into the netting.
That was a good chance down there at the other end. Just a little bit wide. Good shot, good deflection. Brought a stick any higher, it probably would have been a high stick, but good scoring chance for the Bears. You just like to see that. You just get people in front of the net and try and get something weird here.
Draw one by Hill Murray. Swung around back to Bagley. Bagley goes down low for Eischen. Eischen trying to keep it along the perimeter, as is Pierre. Pierre has it stolen away by Montgomery. And out comes Murky. Murky gains some speed, sends it out the glass, hits an official. He'll play it back down low, and just another bad bounce for White Bear Lake. Out comes Montgomery. Montgomery takes a big hit up high. No call. And down the ice it goes for another icing. Or, yeah, it will.
That looked like a roughing call to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, no shoulder. It was arms up
Arms
high.
are up high.
Yeah, that was a roughing call that was missed. But, it's been like that. There have been a lot of missed calls on plays that should have been called. And that's both ways, but that one should have happened to be in the direction of the Bears.
2 minutes, 33 seconds ago. We'll see if doesn't look like Coach Sager's going to use his timeout here. So we'll get a big face-off here in the Hill Murray Pioneer zone. Leighton Road will take it for White Bear Lake. He wins it to New Power. Back to the blue line. A shot goes wide of the goal taken by Kodatek. Back to the blue line. Nicky O'Brien to his right. Hard pass to Kodatek. He winds, fires a shot. It's gloved by Keppel.
And there's two guys in front for the Bears. That's what they need to do. They just got to harass Hill Murray a little bit. Get some guys in front. Get Keppel uncomfortable. He's been giving up those rebounds all night. You just got to wait. There's going to be something that comes. Get guys in front. Get some shots on net and just wait for that rebound.
2:21 to go in the rivalry. Face off one, back to New Power. He'll find Nicky O'Brien. O'Brien off the wall of the corner. Taken by Rose. Swung out of the zone. Down the ice it'll go, and it will go for an icing. So 2:08 on the clock with 3 in the third period. Section seating on the line here. Other than that, would not be surprised to see these two teams meet again here in a couple of months. Draw one by Hill Murray this time. Whiffing on the first clear attempt by Polotechuk. He's able to get the second one out of the zone. And down the ice comes Tabical. He got the Pioneers on the board early in the third period. Nice moves by Tristan Tabical. Stolen away by Leighton Road. We'll keep an eye here on Steffens, who seems poised to leave his crease and get the 6-on-5 going. Leighton Road lost it as he entered the zone. Steffens will have to stay in his net, at least for the meantime. Cleared down the ice and will go for an icing. So I'd imagine as Steffens will, I'm sure, make his way to the bench, timeout will be called here by the head coach of the Bears, Tim Sager. And with 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining, the Bears looking to draw something up, and we'll try, I'm sure, with the face-off in that zone. We'll start 6-on-5, and we'll try to find an equalizer.
You couldn't be any more heartbroken if you're the Bears right now, too. I mean, yeah, granted, minute and a half left. Third period, a lot can happen. But 2 goals within just a few minutes of each other for Hill Murray. And one of those comes on a power play that, on a really choice call, perhaps should have still been an even strength game. That's a tough way to be down right now. And if you're White Bear, you got to dig deep and you got to find something. Still got a minute and a half of hockey left. A lot of hockey left. I was looking down at the bench. It looks like perhaps Sager will pull Steffens right away.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
And you know, you got to dig deep and find something. You got a minute and a half and you got a 1-goal deficit. Sweet Caroline is a hit. With both student sections, they can bond over that.
Here we go. 93 seconds remain. Period number 3. Face-off in the Hill Murray zone at 6-on-5. Aulet's trying to keep it in front of him. He does, but it does escape the zone. Hofeld trying to fend off Pierre. Gets it right to Strobel, but it did clear the zone, so it'll be called offside. So the Bears saved by the whistle there. Steffens will look to Sager, who will give him the point to go back out there. So it'll be 5-on-5 here, minute 25 left. They draw one back to Alez. Finds Rose. New power. Poked off his stick, but carried in nearly offside. They'll give it a delay here. Pioneers skate it back out. They'll cross the red line. They'll dump it in.
Bears have to get something deep here.
Alez back in his own end with 64 seconds remaining. Across in the direction of Leighton Rowe, but he can't get there. It's Hofeld. Alez, his pass across to Alez was intercepted by Pierre and directed on goal, and that stops play. So the Bears not only have Tyler Steffens in their in goal still, they got a face-off in their own end, and only 55.3, now 55.2 to go.
You have 3 guys attacking, and they have a 2-man forecheck going. You got to get something deep if you're the Bears. Have to.
Draw one by the Pioneers. They'll send it down the ice behind the White Bear Lake goal. Bears come out with it, new power, but the puck is out of play. The final stages of this one has been not going White Bear Lake's way. And somehow, some way, it looks like we're going to go this entire game without a White Bear Lake power play. So credit Bill Lechner and his staff for his team staying clean. Leighton Road dumping the puck in deep. Steffens to the bench, 6-on-5. But it's Fleischacker who has it. He'll try to clear. Alez keeps it in.
Save.
Poke check, send it down to the slot area. The Pioneers able to clear it down the ice, and that will go wide of the goal. So a face-off coming in the Hill Murray zone with 23.5 remaining. Big face-off here, I think, right?
Yeah, stack the right side. Get it going.
Leighton Road will do the honors. He'll face Charlie Strobel.
The last minute couldn't have gone any worse for the Bears. You got to get something here.
And a brief delay as they take a mouth guard off the ice and just put it on the shelf. And here we go. Draw one by White Bear Lake. Across for Rose on goal save. Rebound out to New Power. Here's New Power. He'll fire another shot. Score! The Bears tie it up! Sam New Power to the back of the net with 15.7 to go in the third.
What a chance for the Bears. And what a burial. New Power with the shot on that. Great face-off win by Road. Great chance right off the face-off. And it squirts out to New Power. Great look from the slot. Gets something on net. It's going to happen. And look what does end up happening. It's 2-2, and we might get some free hockey here. What a last minute for the Bears. You have nothing going your way. Nothing going your way. Last minute 30, you get a bunch of whistles. You can't get the puck out of your own, and you try and get the forecheck. You can't get past Hill Murray's 2-man, forechecking 2 men. You get an icing call. Road wins the faceoff. Squirts out to Billy Rose. Great chance. Almost gets it. And you cycle it back to New Power, and that's the game-tying goal. What a last 30 seconds. What an incredible last 30 seconds. It could not have gone any better for the Bears after a previous 60 seconds. That couldn't have gone any worse for them.
My goodness. We all look to catch our breaths here. We have a couple minutes, and somehow, some way, we are headed to overtime thanks to a late third period goal. And this is what the rivalry is all about, folks.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. There's just no real words. There's just no real words for it, you know.
Again, the pass, or the first shot went out to Newpower. He just found the back of the net, able to beat Keppel.
Yeah. Just really good in every part of that play. The face-off win, the initial chance, getting it back down, able to get someone on the puck, squirts back out. Amazing. Speechless. Everyone here got what they paid for, that's for sure. We told you before the game, too. If you're at home, get down to Aldrich Arena. It has proven to be worth every single dollar.
Sorry, folks, on the old social media grind as we await the drop of the puck here in just a moment on the 8-minute overtime session. What an atmosphere we have here at Aldridge Arena. Thank you for tuning in with Andrew Carlson. My name is Zach Halverson. This is the Rivalry on the Halverson-Olsen Radio Network. We call it the Horn. White Bear Lake was in overtime earlier this season against Edina. That was a 2-2 game as well, and that ended 2-2 in their lone non-win of the season. Hill Murray undefeated this year, 6-0.
Let's do it.
Both teams have not seen overtime, or have at least Hill Murray has not seen overtime this year. Five on five for 8 wonderful minutes. We are underway here at Aldridge. It's Sam Newpower, the hero, will send it out of play.
That went over the net.
And over the netting and out of the door. It hit the exit door at Aldridge Arena. I don't know if I've ever seen a puck.
You're never safe.
No, you're not. They used to have fencing that went like all the way to the top.
Yeah.
They got rid of the fencing.
Tough aesthetic choice, but, you know, someone almost got a puck to the face.
Draw one here by the Bears. They force it to the corner, but it's stolen away by Fleischacker. Up the ice comes Nick Mountain. Mountain ridden off the puck. Battle continues at the half wall. Swung out of the zone, and back will be Fleischacker. He'll grab it. Fleischacker turns, pushes the puck forward to Godbout. Godbout crosses the red line. He'll continue with it here. Great job by Dylan Godbout, but finally Leighton Road able to push it out to some safety here as Sam Newpower controls it in the zone. Nice move by Newpower. Now here's Rose with a shot. Shoulder save for Keppel. Rebound still loose. Another shot for O'Brien. Now it's Rose firing it on goal, and Keppel will make the save.
Great chance for Billy Rose there. I mean, Newpower goes for a go-to move, it looks like. Almost completes it. Billy Rose gets the remnants and almost makes gold out of it. Good shift for both of them. I mean, what a last couple minutes for Newpower. You score the game-tying goal and you come out and you generate 2 good scoring chances. Really good last couple minutes for him.
Off the draw, the Pioneers high off the glass down the ice. It'll be an icing. We'll go right back to where we just were. Where was this like the first, I would say, 40-ish minutes of this hockey game? My goodness.
Last few minutes of the third were really, really good, and it just has not disappointed since then. Really, really good hockey.
Draw one by the Bears. They force it behind the goal. Back out high for Hofeld. He'll send it. I don't know if it hit anything. Actually didn't, so they're going to have a neutral zone draw. It went over the glass and into the netting. Normally that's a deflection or something, but
almost hit an unsuspecting JV player.
Just got under it. They can't make that glass high enough, can they?
No, they can't. People down on that side need to be on their guard here.
Here comes Montgomery, winds, fires a shot, deflects off a stick, goes wide of the goal, bounces to the half wall. Nick Pierre's there, but Sam Newpower steals it away. Newpower behind the goal, off the wall, near side for Montgomery. Goes to his right, connects with Franalone. Pushed it in front, Newpower with it. Newpower shot, save, Keppel. Pioneers try to clear, but it's turned right back to Newpower. He finds Rose, who sends a shot off a stick and into the netting. Face off inside the Hill-Murray zone. The Bears with all the momentum here in the first part of this overtime.
There's Rose and Newpower coming off the ice. I mean, if you're Tim Sager, you wish they could stay out there because they've just been so good here in this overtime. But short shifts, keep it rotating between the Hofeld line and the Billy Rose line. It's kind of looks like the game plan here, and I don't fault him for it.
Verkerke to the corner behind the net here for Hofeld, and the front of the goal to Nicky O'Brien. O'Brien across, tried to find Hofeld in the back door, couldn't do so. Murky goes to the blue line with it. Sent on goal, it deflects off a stick, goes to the corner. Nicky O'Brien steps up, goes to the corner with it. Hofeld, Verkerke, great job on the stick, trying to steer it away, does so. But it's cleared to the blue line, but kept in by Nicky O'Brien. He tried to center, nobody there. Pioneers take over. They'll clear it out to neutral ice, poked back by White Bear. Verkerke trying to get a stick on it, but it's stolen away and then fired on goal. And the save is made by Steffens. He denies Owen Quast.
First sign of life Hill-Murray's showing. It's been all White Bear this overtime period. Just utter domination by the Bears coming out of the third. Really good stuff, but now you got to face off in your own end that you got to work out of.
2-2 is the score. Face-off in the White Bear Lake zone. First chance for the Pioneers to get something going, but the face-off is won by White Bear Lake. And then a trip, and we have our first White Bear Lake power play of the hockey game. Heading to the box is Nick Mountain.
Well,
wow.
That couldn't have gone any better if you're a White Bear fan. If you're a White Bear fan.
Here we go, folks. 5.5 to go in overtime. It'll be 5-on-4. The Bears, 33% on the power play this season.
And if you're White Bear, not having a power play all game just makes you all the more excited for this one. You're jumping up and down almost.
Oh, believe me, you haven't seen anything, man. you weren't here in March or February, whatever the day it was. I don't remember anymore. It was all a blur after, but I'll tell you. There's nothing better than this. These two teams going at it. We've seen it here on the Horn.
Absolutely.
Draw one by Leighton Road back to the blue line. Alez on his right. Trying to keep it in front of him is Alez. It does escape the zone. The Bears will have to regroup in neutral ice. Back to Hofeld. To his right here for Road. Leighton Road been quiet all game. He'll look for options here. Goes to his left. Finds Alez. Alez to Hofeld. Hofeld along the top of that blue line, finding Road. Leighton Road, shot, save, rebound loose, and it's covered by Keppel.
A little Usher.
Doesn't really fit the mood right now.
It's a Tuesday night, and
this place is rocking, I will say.
Yeah, the playlist is going.
Kirk Posell on the
aux cord,
I guess. Draw one back to Alez, off the wall, forward to Leighton Road. Right, Leighton Road finds Alez near side for Hofeld. Hofeld in front. The one-time shot from Newpower goes wide. It's picked up by Leighton Road and sent back to the blue line where it's Alez who finds Hofeld. He tried to get a shot. It's in the skate of a Pioneer. Spinning and clearing it down the ice was O'Regan. Was in his skates. Nick Pierre and Steffens are the only two. It's played away out of, at least to give Steffens a chance to get in front. Now here's a chance. Strobel, shorthanded shot, saved by Steffens. The Bears, after a really good start to this power play, become a little bit sloppy. Alez is perhaps hurt in front, and the whistle will be blown here as it looks like Alez has what the NHL would call perhaps a lower body injury, as he will limp his way. That's a big loss. The Bears certainly depending on Luke Alez on that blue line, and he'll make his way to the bench. The trainer out there on the ice getting ready to help and assist Luke Alez. 50 seconds to go. Steffens saves the day there. Charlie Strobel, he's not a player you want in the scoring position. He has 6 goals on the year already. Actually 7 now with the goal tonight.
Yeah, that was broken down from the start. I mean, Steffens tried to get rid of it, goes right to Hill Murray. You get it on the stick of Nick Pierre, right back to him. That's not the best thing ever.
Rose off the back wall in front, loose in the crease, still loose, and the whistle blown, and it wasn't covered. And I guess they're going to call a hand pass. All right, that's fair. I was going to say originally it wasn't even close to being covered, but they're going to call a hand pass, and I would imagine Kirk Postel might get on the bench. Bears are arguing from up here. It certainly looked like it could have been a hand pass, so I'm not going to argue the call too much. As New Power is, he might have seen something different, but that wasn't a quick whistle by any stretch. But a good look for White Bear Lake. 33 seconds still left on that power play.
Really good look, and another chance for the Bears.
Off the draw, it's played to Montgomery. Montgomery has some ice in front of him. He'll skate to it. Crosses the red line. Goes in on the left side. Montgomery centering pass broken up by the Pioneers. They'll try to clear it out. Pioneers looking for a tripping call. They don't get it. Here's Leighton Road. One-time shot. Score! Billy Rose in overtime. And White Bear Lake beats Hill Murray in the Rivalry 86.
Another great play, and there's Billy Rose. He showed it all night. I mean, and especially in overtime, he came in, and frankly, he was the best player on the ice. He was the best player on the ice for the fourth period, for overtime, and he showed it. And there's not a more deserving player in overtime to get that goal than Billy Rose. He worked really, really hard for the first few minutes.
The Pioneers are going to argue that no call late in the right before that goal. Hill Murray was skating the puck out toward the blue line. I can't recall which player exactly. It might have been. Did not actually see. It might have been Pierre. Maybe it was Aisha. Nonetheless, he was skating out of the zone with the puck, and he was taken down. So that will certainly be talked about. Hill Murray certainly has some. Plenty of motivation now. Looking at it here on the second look, we can't really show the replay, but looked like a bunch of bodies colliding there, and I mean, again, I'm looking through orange tinted glasses here, Andrew, but
it's just the
a bunch of bodies colliding there, and it just happened. It looked live like a tripping call, but on the replay, perhaps, as they see, just bodies collide and they just caught the feet of the player. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say good no call. I'm gonna say good goal by the number 10 Billy Rose, and the Bears yet again have slayed the Pioneers with their first power play of the entire game. It came about the midway point of overtime, and they take advantage of it and they win, and they defeat the Hill Murray Pioneers. So
what a great game.
What a hockey game it was. Certainly lived up to the hype. And congratulations to not only Billy Rose, but Sam Newpower as well for Newpower scored the goal, of course, with 15.7 seconds to go in the third period to send this game to overtime. And then it was Billy Rose who won it. Andrew, you've seen plenty of these games growing up. We both are White Bear kids. You know about the rivalry, and you want to come down here whenever you get an opportunity to see these two teams meet. Your thoughts on how this game fit into that big picture that is the rivalry?
Yeah, we talked about it before the game, and we kind of thought we have no idea how this is going to go, yet it went almost exactly how we thought it was going to go and how we predicted. Two really good teams, two really good goaltenders, two really good point scorers, two really good defensive units, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, it was a tug of war all game. You start off, you have frankly White Bears strike first on a puck that should have been cleared out of the zone. It was a dribbler in the slot. Murky capitalizes and puts it where nobody else could put a glove on it. And then Hill Murray comes back, scores 2 goals in the third period. I mean, you have a scoreless second period in which it was back and forth. Then Hill Murray comes back in the third period and scores 2 goals within a few minutes of each other, and you think all is lost if you're White Bear. You go into the last minute and a half, nothing's going your way. They pull Tyler Steffens. 23 seconds left, goes down in the other end. You have a face-off in the opponent's zone, in the Hill Murray zone. White Bear capitalizes it, and what was a really good goal by a new power. You head into overtime, and then and then look what happens. Billy Rose. I mean, Billy Rose, Hofeld played really well in overtime, and there's just no real two ways about it. Billy Rose, New Power, and Hofeld. I mean, those are your big 3 in overtime, and they came up big, and especially Billy Rose. Good no call there before the last goal. Billy Rose waits in the slot for the one-timer and buries it, and that's exactly how we expected it to go. I mean, you hope for a White Bear win, and when it comes, you're happy. But we expect it to. That's exactly how we expected it to go, and the fact that it was not a very high-scoring game. It came down to the very last minute. It was not a blowout, and it was just a really good hockey game. Both sides. I mean, good offensive performances, good defensive performances. For the most part, really solid goaltending performances, and that's what you expect when you get 2 top 10 teams meeting. And wow. That's all I can really say. It's wow. Really, really, really good game. Really good game, and it leaves. You're a Hill Murray fan, you're a White Bear fan. It's both ends of the emotional spectrum, but you're speechless.
Yeah,
you just don't know what happened.
And that's what it's all about. Believe me, we've had plenty of heartbreak on our side, and we've seen plenty of heartbreak on Hill's side, and that's really what it is. You can only break your heart if you love it that much. And my goodness, what you get from these 2 teams and the history and the tradition and everything, it's what high school hockey is really all about, and it's so special that and so great that we, as White Bear, and again, I look across to Hill Murray as well. This doesn't happen without them, and so we're very, very thankful for yet another great game. A lot of great results, a lot of great goals and awesome games, and this is yet another one. So. Andrew, thank you very much for your help tonight. You did a phenomenal job, and thank you for all your work over back when you were in high school, before you shipped off to Missouri and were doing allegedly TV. The way your camera work was in the JV game,
it was spotty at best.
I'm questioning if you actually did do any of that. I'm definitely not going to go to Mizzou if I want to do TV, because
no camera work.
You're terrible at it, but you did call a good game, and thank you very much. And I still remember, I think we were doing a soccer game, White Bear and Hill, I think, in soccer at Hill Murray. I could be wrong. My memory could be.
No, I remember it was a girls' soccer game. It was at White Bear. I don't know who was playing White Bear, but it was girls' soccer at White Bear. That was the first game I was on the mic for. It was an awesome experience, and this is. I mean, what a way to keep it rolling. This is awesome. And you know, I know we did some hockey games here and there and a little bit of football, but man, to come back and, you know, after a couple of years and be able to do something like this and just be able to take this in and be a part of it was really special. And I remember as like growing up, this is a really cool game to go to, but it just never went White Bear's way. I mean.
I mean, that should be pointed out. Through much of our high school, you know.
No, exactly.
It was not, and now we have.
It didn't.
Yeah.
And it's been good. It's been good to see. I followed it from afar, and I followed it obviously when I was later in high school. Even when I was later in high school, it still wasn't a very good game, but it's been really healthy for this to come back in the last couple of years. It's been a really intense and toughly competed rivalry, and for what a way to keep it rolling tonight. I mean, overtime winner with 3 minutes left.
So, thank you again, Andrew. Thank you. You're the first person to ever email and say, hey, I want to be a part of this, and it was really special to have this with you, have this call with you, and have this game with you. I do want to say, too, really quick, Chad Olson, I wish you were here. You made this happen, and there was a game that inspired me more, for whatever reason, to be a broadcaster. It wasn't the Stanley Cup final. It wasn't any Super Bowl or anything. It was this one, and it was a big reason why. I remember I called some games for the folks down the press box from us, SCC. Started there when I was 12 and had a lot of good times, but I wanted to start this because of stuff like this, of games like this, of history and tradition like this, and this is why nights like this are why the Horn was created. And I can't thank everybody with the White Bear hockey team and everything else. And I know we have still plenty more games to go here before we truly sign off. And I can't wait to get back on with Chad and everything. But this game was above the rest for a multitude of reasons. And I appreciate those of you who tuned in throughout the last 8 years of these hockey games, because man, they delivered. They delivered, and they continue to deliver. And as a White Bear fan, would I like to see these two teams meet in the section final again? Probably not. You probably would want maybe a lesser opponent than Hill. But as a hockey fan, you know what? Maybe a little bit of my White Bear hockey fandom. I wouldn't mind seeing another edition of the rivalry. So again, thank you to all for tuning in across White Bear Nation. This is why we do this, and this is why we've done this, and I appreciate it, all your help and your support over the years. So for Andrew Carlson.
Yeah, you can call
I'm
me
so
whatever you
used to
want.
saying
It's okay.
Olson.
It
We'll
happens.
say Andrew Carlson. For Gabe Bartlett on the camera, and you know what? Why the heck not? For Chad Olson doing some medical stuff up in New Brighton, I'm Zach Halverson saying so long from Aldridge Arena. Your final score in overtime: Sam Newpower and Billy Rose tag team as the heroes, as the Bears beat the Hill Murray Pioneers in the 86th edition of the rivalry by a score of 3-2. Have a great rest of your week. We will be back very, very soon here on the Horn, I believe in January. Stay tuned to our program schedule and our website and our Twitter and our social and all that stuff for updates on that. But we will be back. We have plenty more of White Bear hockey action delivered to you here on the Horn. Have a good night, everyone.